Boy.
So I'd help if you weren't online.
Oh
And
boy.
you do a slow pan left to right, and you'll.
Oh.
No, I just want you to rehearse it. Yeah, and you can actually start further to your left,
Doug talk.
and then a real
All
slow
right.
pan.
Hello and welcome to today's matchup
You
between
get to
the Fighting Scots of Edinboro and your California Vulcans. My name's Doug Galacki alongside Colin Kirkwood, and we have a good one for you here this afternoon as the Vulcans are coming off a huge 58-7 victory against Shippensburg last weekend. And Edinboro has started the year out 0-3. Most recently,
Okay,
dropping.
Becca, I think I'm gonna do this differently because I'm getting some wonky feedback from the phone line right now. Yeah, I know. I've been touching the dial. Hello, everybody, and welcome into this week's PSAC West competition between your Cal U Vulcans and the homesteading Fighting Scots of Edinboro. I'm Colin Kirkwood. Joined alongside of me is Doug Gladkey here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon from the campus of Edinboro University of Pennsylvania.
That's right. It is beautiful weather today. It's going to be a great matchup between the Vulcans and the Fighting Scots. For the Vulcans, they're coming off a 58-7 victory over Shippensburg last week, where we had quite a few accolades. Noah Mitchell had a career-high 4 touchdowns. Jordan Dandridge and Tyson Hill both finished with over 100 receiving yards. And Jimmy Pierce had himself a nice little game with a 39-yard interception that he returned for a touchdown.
Need to give credit where credit is due to this defensive unit for Cal U, as well as Cal U leads NCAA Division II with 14 forced turnovers through 3 games this season so far. And in terms of all NCAA divisions, they only trail nearby Washington and Jefferson, which has forced 15 turnovers. So this is quite a ball hawking unit.
Yes, it is quite a ball hawking unit, of course, led by Lamont McFadder. Lamont has been phenomenal in his career here, and we're looking forward to what Lamont has in store for us here this afternoon.
In addition to stopping these turnovers, getting them the ball back for the offense, this Cal U defense also has one of the best rushing defenses in the country as well, ranking second in the NCAA Division II, allowing just 23 yards per game this season so far.
That's right. They can get you with the air attack, and they can get you with their run defense. It is a very well-rounded defense indeed, and they are very difficult to play against.
Great fans and great facts out there for all you numbers fans out there. It's important to take a look at what kind of things are going on with that. I want to say hello to everybody back in the Vulcan Theater right now, enjoying this game, or getting ready to enjoy the game back on the campus of Cal U. Hopefully you can sit back and enjoy today's action.
That's right. Great setup there with the Vulcan Theater. Thank you to everybody that has that set up and facilitated for us so that everybody can see our work and see our Vulcans in action when they are away from home.
Cal U will be kicking off to Edinboro to get this game started here. It's going to be a few seconds here getting that ball teed up. Higher is waiting to get that one ready to rock for Cal U. So actually Joey Hood is going to be doing the kickoff duty here. Number 32, wearing a different jersey today. Here he is. He swings his leg into it, and we are off and running here. Brought in by the return man. He fumbles that one, but he grabs it quickly, coming across the 10, the 15. He's past the 20. Brought down quickly on the 20-yard line. Aaron Brown on the tackle for Cal U.
That was a great recovery there by the Fighting Scots return man. Muffed the kickoff right off the bat, but turned it in for a somewhat decent gain, giving the Fighting Scots some respectable field positioning.
I think we may have a penalty coming up here. So we have our referee on the 30. Let's see what he has to say. They're going to re-kick here off of that, so we'll try it again. Back to receive this one this time. Looks to be number 2 for the Fighting Scots, to Nas Gregory, one of the huge playmakers for this Fighting Scot offense as well as on special teams.
Yeah, he is their main receiver, Gregory. 18 receptions for 245 yards. Has not had a touchdown yet this season, but I'm sure that will be bound to change at some point.
So we'll try it again here. Brace yourselves for impact, as we're going to have that ROTC cannon going off on the left side. I know that freaked me out a little bit. You couldn't tell. But that got me. Joey Hood's ready to try it again. So nice. Let's try it twice. We are underway once again here from Edinboro University. Brought in by Gregory. Gregory has it on a 20, 25, 30. Tries to go to the outside. He's smothered quickly.
Gregory turns that back around to about the 30-yard line, actually the 30-yard line to be exact, and looks like the Fighting Scots are going to set up shop with somewhat decent field positioning here.
It's been a back and forth affair here determining who's going to be quarterbacking the Fighting Scots this week. We'll see who trots out there to get them started. It's going to be number 7 for them.
Andrew Tomko.
That's correct. Jordan Castelli, the Cal U transfer, had talks of being thrust into the game here today for the Fighting Scots due to injury, but Tomko has trotted his way out there. Tomko's got it on 1st and 10 from the 30. Handoff up the middle, give him about 2 on that game. Up the middle goes Dorian Woodley.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the strategy will be here with Tomko. They've been rotating him in and out with Castelli. Has obviously been maybe some injury issues, so this might be a very run-heavy offense here this afternoon.
2nd and 7 from the Fighting Scot 33 here. It's Tomko in the backfield. He's got a man to his right. He's going with 3 wide, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near, as we are on the visitor side today. Tomko has it dropping back, looking to throw. Feels some pressure. Estorell out of the pocket. Rolls to the far side. Pump fakes. Looks to throw. He's going to run with this one, and he throws it into the turf there, and that will be incomplete, bringing up 3rd down.
Tomko there trying to get something going with his legs. Should be noted that he has 67 rushing yards and 2 TDs this season.
Dual threat quarterback here, so it'll bring up 3rd and 7 now. 14:07 left in the first quarter. Thank you for joining us here. Still looking to get onto the score sheet as any team here. Very early. Tomko back 2 wide to the far side and 1 to the near side as well, and a man to Tomko's right. Getting the signal straight here. It's Tomko. He's got it. Dropping back to throw. Surveys. Feels the pressure. Gets it across the middle. Diving for that one. It was incomplete. Intended on the target there for Edinboro was number 18, Andre Dowell Jr.
Yeah, Tomko was really pressured there. You saw the Fighting Scots offensive line fighting off 2 defenders, and then they had what I believed was either a middle linebacker or a nose guard for the Vulcans going right at Tomko. So wise choice for him to try and get a completion, but also just getting the ball out of his hands quickly.
4th and 7 coming up here from the Fighting Scot 33. Corey Bottaraco is going to be doing the punting for the Fighting Scots here. He's got it. Kick is up and very stationary here. Brought in right at about the 40-yard line there, and there's a flag on the field.
Yeah, that flag is at about the 45-yard line. So let's see what this call could be.
Edinboro's a team that's looking for their first win on the season here, 0-3 to this point. Here comes the call. It's going to be a hold on Cal U number 3 here. Jamal Martin Jr., the guilty party. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape here quickly as we get things set up. 48 points a game for California here and a smaller 15 for the Fighting Scots, and against Cal U only about 18.3 right now, despite a couple of efforts there, especially that Kutztown game, and then rushing about $152 here for Cal U, 270 passing yards for the Vulcans as well, for a nice total of over 400 yards. Mitchell and company out here on the field now for their offense. They get the ball on their own 27. Going 3 wide there for Cal U. Mitchell passes right across the middle of Tyson Hill, and he's able to hold on to that one, and it'll be a gain of about 2 or 3.
Fake the handoff there to number 9, Nelson Brown. Noah gets it right out of his hands into the hands of Tyson Hill through a little bit of a crowd of defenders, about 2 or 3 there.
Marked him for 5, so it'll be 2nd and 5 from the Vulcan 32 here. Mitchell in the backfield, hands off to Brown. Brown goes to the near side here, scoots right through the defense, past the 40, and it's going to be a first down and a bit more for Nelson Brown as he gets rolling.
Great run there by Nelson Brown. Just went right up the middle, got the first for the Vulcans, and they're going to have some great field positioning here near the 50-yard line.
It's going to be on the Cal U 46 for all you number fans out there. 13:08 left in the first quarter. Mitchell's got Dandridge in motion coming towards him, and he's going to drop it right off to him. Dandridge with a jet sweep move here across the 50. There's a flag on the field once again as they cross into Fighting Scot territory.
We're going to wait and see what this flag is, but that was a nifty little play there for Dandridge, adding that running game to his arsenal.
Just a ginger toss there from Mitchell, and Dandridge caught it right in the air and kept rolling with it. Still waiting on the decision here. It's going to be holding on the offense here, so Cal U's going to take a couple of steps back. I believe I heard 73 was the guilty party on that one, Marquise Greenwood. So mark them now for a 1st and 20 from the Vulcan 38. Mitchell going with trips to the near side here. Dumps it off screen, look to Brown. Brown across the 40, across the 45 now. Falls right onto the 50-yard line, so they'll have it at midfield.
Great little screen pass there from Mitchell to Nelson Brown, making up all that yards lost on the holding penalty and then some. It's going to be 2nd and 6 here, and the ball is spotted on the 50-yard line.
Mitchell going with 3 wide here, 2 far, 1 near, and Brown to his right. Some motion there on the Fighting Scots. What they've got, it'll be a fake, and Mitchell's going to go across the middle. A bit too high there for the intended target in Dandridge as it falls incomplete.
Yeah, it was a bit too high there, Colin. Looked like Noah was a little bit eager to throw that one and just missed Dandridge a little bit.
3rd and 6 here. We are at midfield. 12 minutes left on the clock here in this one. Going 5 wide here, 3 far, 2 near. Mitchell, the lone man in the backfield. Fighting Scott crowd wants a defensive stop. They are chanting hard for it. Here's Mitchell looking to throw across the middle there. Had it in the hands of Dandridge, and that is incomplete. He couldn't quite hold on to that one, so it'll bring out the special teams unit.
No, that was just a little bit of a misplay there by Dandridge. Right through his hands. He had defenders on him, though, so he might have been feeling the pressure from behind there.
Special teams unit out here for both squads. Tanaz Gregory back to receive the punt for the Fighting Scots. Joey Hood out to do the punting, and there it is. Kick is high, kick is long. It'll be fair caught around the 15-yard line, and that's where Edinboro will take over on offense. We talked about earlier here, Edinboro team coming in 0-3 so far. They've struggled. They did a road contest at number 12 at that point, Grand Valley State. And that's not a tough game for anybody. Grand Valley State, one of the premier programs in Division II. They dropped that one 35-10. Then hosted Bloomsburg on the 14th, where they lost by a field goal. And then they got beat by the surprise East Stroudsburg Warriors team, who's 3-0, 34-14 in that one. I don't think anybody saw that one coming, as East Stroudsburg adapting to a new head coach, as we've got the entire unit for both teams out there. It's going to be Tomko and company taking over on the 12 of their own. Fakes the handoff up the middle. Tomko's going to roll to the outside. He has nowhere to go on that one. He'll be dropped for a loss. Back at the 5.
That play had me faked out a little bit there. Tomko faked the handoff to number 6, Dorian Woody, and he went rolling out to the left trying to get something going with his legs, as he's a dual threat quarterback, and got brought down. It's going to be 2nd and 15 here from the 6-yard line.
Tomko awaits it. He's going 3 wide. It's just trips to the near side here. The man to his right. 11-11 rolling here. First quarter, no score yet. It's going to be a screen look here. I think someone got a hand on that one as it falls incomplete. It was spinning very awkwardly out of his hand.
Yeah, it did seem like it was spinning very awkwardly out of his hand, and the Cal U defense was kind of contesting a bit for a...
Number 60 got on that one for Cal U. Number 6, I should say. We got a spotter here, kind of got confused with the zeros and whatnot, but Julian Cox was the one who got his hands on that one. 3rd and 16 from the Edinboro 6. It's going to be a draw handoff, look up the middle here, balled up quickly by that Cal U defense. So it's going to be a punt coming up for the Fighting Scots in the shadow of their own goalpost.
The Fighting Scots really just couldn't get anything going on that drive. Really set themselves up in a very bad situation with that fake handoff to Woody, where their quarterback, Andrew Tomko, decided to roll out and make a run for it, but we're going to have a punt situation here.
Corey Badaracco back out to punt for the Fighting Scots here. Kick is up and away. Back to receive this one for Cal U's Cam Tarrant. He's going to let this one roll, and it will go out of bounds right near the Cal U 40.
This is great field positioning here for the Vulcans, but I think that's something that you would expect when you are punting from your own 9-yard line.
Take a look at the schedule here for Cal U coming into week 4, and we are now in PSAC West play now after picking up that win over Shippensburg a week ago, 58-7 in that close contest that cuts down 35-28. 10-16 left here in the first quarter of action as the Vulcan offense is back out and ready for a second try here. Ball officially placed on the Cal U 43. Mitchell looking to throw, going across the middle, right into the hands of Dandridge. Dandridge spins off one man, and he gets across midfield. Mark him down right near that 45 in Fighting Scott territory.
I think one thing's apparent early here. Jordan Dandridge came to play. He shed off one tackler there, went upfield to extend his gain. It's going to be 1st and 10 here, and the ball is on the Cal U 45-yard line.
Mitchell's going with a 4-wide look here. Tarrant in motion for him. It'll be a handoff up the middle, brought down quickly on that one. A lot of Fighting Scots in there to bring that man down. Can't see. I believe it might be Jamorie Cousin taking the handoff on that one. It was Nelson Brown instead. Hit that hole at the middle so quick I couldn't even catch the number on his jersey, and that's what you love to see when you're a sports broadcaster. Here it is, 9:23 left in the first. 2nd and 7 from the Fighting Scott 42. Going with a 4-wide look once again for Mitchell. Brown to his right. Here it is, a handoff as Brown is way in the backfield here, has to find his way to dance back to that line of scrimmage, and he gets pretty close there to where the original marker is, so it should be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it was a solid effort there by Nelson Brown. Whenever he spun away from the tackler around the 50-yard line, I thought that there was a chance he could get upfield. But salvaging this to be a 3rd and 10 situation is better than being dropped back in your backfield for an even greater loss.
3rd and 10 coming up here from the Fighting Scott 45. 4 wide, trips far, 1 to the near and Dandridge, and still Brown in the backfield for Mitchell. Edinboro maybe bringing the pressure here. A lot of motion on that defensive side. They will be here as Mitchell's forced to scoot up in the pocket, throw this one. Oh, and it's almost intercepted, but it falls to the turf there. We're shooting for Cam Tarrant on that one. He put a little bit too much on that one as it was nearly intercepted, bobbled around in the hands of the defense and fell to the turf.
That's right. It was bobbled in the hands of number 9, Brandon Anderson for the Fighting Scots.
Tanaj Gregory back to receive the punt for the Fighting Scots here. Both teams still trying to figure each other out. 8:18 left in the first quarter. 4th and 10 coming up from the Fighting Scott 45 as the punt is up and away. Gregory's going to let this one bounce as it will roll right on into the end zone.
I thought that was going to be a great punt there by Joey Hood. Thought he had a chance to down him, but it did bounce into the end zone for a touchback. And the Fighting Scots are going to take over here with a 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Only one other contest beside us right now. It is Westchester at Millersville, which kicked off at noon. A lot of 1 o'clock games on the ledger today for the PSAC, and a 2 o'clock game and a 3 o'clock game as well. We'll talk about those a little bit more later. Here's Tomko and company back out onto the field now taking over on their own 20 as it went into the end zone off the punt. Here's Tomko. It's a screen look to the inside here across the 20, across the 25, and out of bounds with that one. Number 18, Andre Dowell Jr. getting a good gain for the Fighting Scots. Marking for 5.
That was a great look there for Tomko and Andre Dowdle Jr. as he gets up the field for a 5-yard gain. Looks like the Fighting Scots might be trying to get something going here slowly but surely.
On their own 25 here, Tomko doing a stack look here for his receivers, both side. It's going to be a handoff up the middle here. Oh, slammed down ferociously there. What a tackle.
That was quite the tackle there, trying to get
A lot of effort there out of Julian Cox. Boy, he just shut that one down quickly. 3rd and 6 coming up here from the Fighting Scot 24. Going with a 4-wide look for the Scots. 3 far, 1 near, and a man to his left for Tomko. Here's Tomko, he's dropping back, feeling the pressure, trying to roll out here, and Calu's defense. Oh, thought we were going to have a sack, but he'll just fall down on his own there. But the pressure indeed made its way there.
Yeah, it was a great defensive effort there by the Vulcans. The pressure was there from the get-go. Looked like Tomko was going to go down for the sack, but then he fought his way out of it, saw another Vulcans defender coming right at him, and probably made the wise decision to just lay down and cut his losses.
Jordan Scarborough in on that one for the Vulcans. McFadder and Tarrant back to receive this punt for the Vulcans as it's coming out of Fighting Scot end zone. It's just going to roll very awkwardly and go out of bounds in the Fighting Scot 30. A great field position here for this Calu offense to try to convert as they're working with a short field.
Indeed, it is great field positioning, Colin. They've had some great opportunities so far in this game in terms of field positioning because of the defense doing their jobs. And
there's some Calu fans there we got in the stands. They might not know, but they're on TV right now, and they're thrilled. Here comes everybody, and just a quick check-in on the 12 o'clock game that we've got going on. Westchester at Millersville. 6:22 left in the first quarter as the Golden Rams have the 14-0 lead over the Marauders. The Marauders have not scored a point since week 1 of this football season. Mitchell and company taking over on the Fighting Scot 28 here. It's going to be a pitch toss here, so it's going to be an end around going to the near side here. And Tarrant tripped up around the 20s and the 15, still in bounds here. Tarrant still going forward here, but I think they're going to mark him out at about the 14 or 13-yard line.
I believe that is going to be the case, but what a great little play set up for the Vulcans. Mitchell fakes the handoff to Brown and pitches it to Tarrant for a rather large gain.
We have an injury here on the field here for the Fighting Scots down around this near goal post to our right. So it'll give us a bit of a chance to take a look at what's going on in the rest of the league here. Of course, at 1 o'clock we will have IUP at Mercyhurst. Should be a good Western Conference matchup here for that one. 1 o'clock, Kutztown at Shepherd. That'll be a good one as well. 2 East powerhouses. Still a bit weird to say, Shepherd joining the PSAC this season. 1 o'clock from Shippensburg, it'll be Bloom and the Red Raiders. 1 o'clock, Clarion at Gannon. Not too far from us here. And then we've got at 2 o'clock, Slippery Rock at Seton Hill. And the 3 o'clock game is East Stroudsburg at Lock Haven.
Yeah, there's
Pick one. What do you think is going to be the best one here, Doug?
I don't know if it's going to be the best one, but the one that I'd be watching would be the IUP and Mercyhurst matchup.
Got to agree with you on that one.
Because we will be facing off against IUP next week in Indiana for the annual Coal Bowl. So that's always a great matchup. As you remember last season, California, it was an instant classic. California knocked off the then number 2 ranked IUP Hawks, and it was a great one.
Definitely am excited for that, but we still got 3 more quarters of football here before we can start talking Coal Bowl, Doug. I like your enthusiasm.
Oh, definitely. I just figured we'd tease it and leave it at that. So thought it was a good idea. So I ran with it.
All with it here. A lot of interesting things going on the campus here today as well. We passed a huge, and when I say huge, I mean huge Ultimate Frisbee tournament going on just a few blocks away from the field here. This looks like the injured Fighting Scott has made his way up. That appears to be number 17, DeAndre Dowell. There he goes. He jogs right off.
Good to see that he's up and okay. Hopefully we see him again in this game. Don't want to speculate, but he looks like he will probably return for this one.
So we'll have a 1st and 10 now on the Fighting Scott 13 for this Cal U offense. Mitchell has it. It's going to be handoff to Cousin up the middle here as he gets his first carry of the game. He's stacked up immediately.
Yeah, it was a great defensive effort there by the Fighting Scots. Cousin trying to find an opening, but to no avail.
Second and 10 from the 13 of the Fighting Scots for this Cal U offense. More Vulcan faithful pouring into the visiting stands here. Mitchell's got it, dropping back to throw. He's going to the outside. He's got his man pushed out at around the 8-yard line there, and that is number 82 for Cal U, Jack Vaborny with the reception.
Mitchell getting his tight ends in on the action here with that little pass there to Vaborny. It's going to be 3rd down here from the California 7-yard line.
Looks like they're going to mark him as 3rd and 4.
Yes.
Knocking on the door here is this Cal U offense looking to get the first score of the game. Mitchell's got it here. He's looking to throw, heading into the end zone. Not quite on the same page there as that one's going to fall incomplete.
No, he was not on the same page there. That was great coverage, though, by the Fighting Scots.
Shooting for Cam Tarrant on that one. Tarrant didn't quite turn around in time to see where that was coming from Mitchell. It's going to be 4th down now, so we're going to have the kicking unit out here to take their try. Keaton Heyer is going to set up for this one. Tarrant will wait to hold. The snap will come out of the hands of Bryce Washington. Snap is down, hold from Tarrant is down, kick is up, and that one is good. So Cal U breaks the all zeros on the scoreboard here as they go up 3-0. 4:22 left in the first quarter of action. Don't go anywhere. You are watching and listening to Vulcans football on CTV1 and the Vulcan Sports Radio Network. Welcome back here. Great shot of this beautiful afternoon here in Edinboro, Pennsylvania. Cal U breaking the 0-0 tie with a field goal from Keaton Heyer.
That's right, they did break that scoreless tie. I feel like both teams are still in a bit of a feeling out process here late in this first quarter.
Kickoff is up and away. Back to grab this one is Gregory for Fighting Scots as he goes to the outside. He's on the 20. He's on the 25 now, and he's pushed out at around the 30. And hold your cards, folks. A flag comes rolling onto the field.
the 20-yard line to your right. 32.
Looks like the officials are.
It's going to be a hold on the receiving team here.
Ready one. Hang with right with the one.
So we'll push the Fighting Scots back some.
Keep going. Good right there. Nice and smooth.
This is again looking like another great matchup here for for this defensive drive for the Vulcans. As
Just to put things in perspective for you here, as we got a 1st and 10 coming up, ball's going to be on the Fighting Scot 17. At this point right now, here's Tomko, drops back to throw. He's looking to let this one fly, and he's got his man across the midfield mark there. Big gain, they were looking for that. To this point in the game, they had negative yards, but change that now.
it's a huge play by Tomko. Threw it up to Andre Dowdle Jr. for a huge gain. And the Fighting Scots are in their own territory, or in Cal U's territory. My
First
bad
and
there.
10 coming up here from the Vulcan 42 now. 3:48 and rolling in this first quarter. Cal U leads 3-0. Dow getting his troops ready to rock here. He's going with 4 wide, 2 near, 2 far. Tomko looking to throw once again. He goes to the outside, and that one falls incomplete there. Bit too far ahead on that one was John Long, the intended target for the Fighting Scots.
That's right. That was a little too far ahead for John Long. John Long actually played high school football at Forest Hills High School in Sidman, PA, not too far away from my hometown of Richland. Fun fact there.
2nd and 10 coming up here from the Vulcan 42. Tomko waits. He's going to go with trips to the outside, 1 to the near. Still trying to get that signal from the far sideline here. Here it is. He's got it. Going to be a handoff. Goes to the outside here. Oh, stiff arm there. Vicious, if I had to say it myself. Gets right back to that line there. Number 6 on the carry for the Fighting Scots, Dorian Woody.
That was a very vicious stiff arm there from Woody. But right as soon as he connected with that stiff arm, he was brought down. And it's going to be 3rd and 10 here from the Vulcans 42-yard line. The Fighting Scots are trying to salvage this drive. Let's see how this
dropping
goes.
back to throw here. Surveys, lone man in the backfield, feeling the pressure, rolling out to the near side here, looking to throw this one. He's going to put it up, and it's just going to go right out of bounds there. Great catch there, Wesley Urey on the sideline. 2 hands, and he got his feet in bounds.
Yeah, it was a great
He might work the equipment, but boy, he can catch it too, I'll tell you what.
Great catch there by our buddy Wesley, but even better defensive pressure by number 8, Breon Koch. He was just right on Tomko and forced him to throw it away, forcing a Fighting Scots punt here on 4th and 10.
Tarrant back to receive the punt for Cal U. Punt is up and away. Tarrant following this one as it'll go out of bounds right at around the 6 or 7 yard line.
Yeah, this is going to be a test here for the Vulcans. First time this game that they'll be pinned back in their own end zone as they will line up here for a 1st and 10 at the 6-yard line.
Oh, they will place the ball at the 20 as it did manage to find its way out. There's a tough vantage point to really see here as we are cut off slightly in the press box. So it did find its way into the end zone on that one. So we'll pick up from the 20-yard line here with 2:39 left to go in the first quarter. Mitchell's in. He's ready to go. He's got Brown to his left. Fighting Scots really stacking the box here. Might bring some pressure. Here it is. It's a handoff up the middle, and it's going to be Brown bouncing off a couple tacklers here and keeping his legs churning here as he keeps rolling forward. The yards after contact are where Nelson Brown thrives.
Indeed it is, Colin. He is all about getting in the trenches and fighting for yardage as he did there, and it will be a 2nd and 6 here, 2nd and 5, pardon, on the 25-yard line.
2:12 left in the first quarter here. Cal U leading 3-0 in this one. Back and forth we go. Ball on the Vulcan 25. Mitchell's got it. Handoff to the outside once again. Bouncing off some tacklers here and smothered quickly there. Nowhere to go on that run for Brown.
No, there was nowhere to go. The Fighting Scots were all over that. They read that run play like a book, as that's going to push the Vulcans back a little bit here. It will be 3rd and 6 here with the ball placed on the 24-yard line.
About 1:28 left in the first quarter here. Official spot is on the Cal U 24. Going with 4 wide here, 2 near, 2 far. Brown to the left. Gonna have to watch out for the pressure here as Edinboro has been challenging Mitchell so far, so we're gonna have a flag coming up. It's gonna be a delay of game on Cal U here as they will take a few steps back, and we'll try this again.
Yeah, we are gonna try this again here.
3rd and 11 now from the Vulcan 19. 59 seconds and rolling here left in the first quarter. Cal U still leading 3-0. Still the 4 wide look, but this time Brown is to the right of Mitchell. Mitchell dropping back to throw, feeling some pressure here. He's going to let this one fly down the field. Hits his man on the inside, and they're going to call Jordan Dandridge with the catch. Wow, what an effort.
Fantastic catch there by Dandridge. Looked like the jersey was getting tugged a little bit there. Fought through the Fighting Scots defender and makes a spectacular catch for the Vulcans.
Big gainer here as we cross midfield and as it are into Fighting Scot territory now. On the Edinboro 46. Man in motion here. The Brown on the inside. Brown tries to make a move and he's dealt with promptly.
Yeah, it's another situation in which Nelson Brown was met right by a host of defenders as we've reached the end of the first quarter here.
Clock's hit all 3 zeros here, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. More Vulcans football action coming up soon. Cal U 3, Edinboro nothing. You are watching and listening to Vulcans football on CUTV Sports 1 and the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
Join us for World College Radio Day
this year on October 4th, 2019.
To celebrate, WCAL is doing a 24-hour remote in the Natali Food Court.
This is our official kickoff of our stuffed animal drive.
This is our attempt to set a world record.
and all the animals will go to charity.
Listen in at 91.9 FM or follow along at 919 WCAL.
Back here for the second quarter of action. Cal U 3, Edinboro nothing. Thank you for joining us here from this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Chamber of Commerce afternoon for college football, if I do say so myself.
Totally agree with you there, Colin. We're going to get ready to start play here in the second quarter. Vulcans holding a 3-0 lead over the Fighting Scots.
Our Twitter handle's down there. You can follow me or block me, whatever you want to do. I'm at It's Your Boy Tree. Got a lot of Cal U sports information on my page. Of course, I'm not a Cal U sports info, but I've got a lot of good stuff.
Indeed you are. There's times where you could be considered an extension of the sports info department with how knowledgeable you are on your Vulcan athletics.
Even got some great movie information, too, if you're a movie person.
True.
But here we go. Second and 10, from the Fighting Scott 46 after the big gainer that closed the quarter. It's going to be Tyson Hill on the slant play here. Scoots past one. Tyson Hill still got it across the 35, and he's brought down quickly. And I think we've got a flag on the field here as it flew onto the Edinboro sideline. It's way over there.
Yeah, we're going to wait and see what this call is, but that was a great play there by Tyson Hill, getting some pretty substantial yards.
We'll wait on the call here. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct over on the sideline for Edinboro. Well, you don't see that every day, as we'll take a bunch of steps to the left here.
Yeah, you do not see that every day, but if you're a Vulcans fan, you will take them any way that they come.
So they will mark that now at the Edinboro 18 for this Cal U offense. 14:45 and rolling here in this one. Second quarter of action. Thanks for joining us. 2 near, 1 far for Mitchell as Brown shifts from the left to the right. Mitchell dropping back to throw, pump fake, still holding on this one. Surveys, goes to the end zone. Tried to hit Dandridge, but that one will fall incomplete.
Looked like it was going to be another unbelievable catch there by Dandridge, but was just unable to corral it in.
Dandridge really a threat on this offensive side here. He's in the top 10 in the PSAC with 16 receptions and 267 receiving yards, and he is tied for second in the country with a career-high 5 receiving touchdowns to this point. Here comes the second and 10 from the Fighting Scott 18. It's going to be a handoff to Brown. Brown wrapped up there. Textbook tackle.
Nelson Brown was met by a host of Fighting Scott defenders there. Leading the charge was number 90, Gilberto Ortiz II for the Fighting Scots.
14:05 left in the first half. Will be a 3rd and 10 coming up here for Cal U. Still on that pesky 18-yard line here. Not much room to go here. We'll see if Cal U can convert. 2 near, 1 far. Mitchell dropping back to throw once again. Goes across the middle to the outside rather than it's Tarrant for a first down.
Vulcans finally get off of that 18-yard line here with a great 3rd down conversion. Pass to Tarrant.
It's Jaquay Jackson. Looked like a 0. It's a 5 instead. Jaquay Jackson getting the first down here. My mistake. Tell you what, you think it gets easier to read these numbers the longer the weeks go on, but for numbers guys like me, it's tough. So it'll be 1st and goal coming up here from the Edinboro 8. Here it is, Brown up the middle, but a flag flies once again here. And I'll tell you what, if you had laundry detergent to sell, you would be making a killing today.
That's right. We're going to wait to see what this flag is, but I suspect it will be a holding call here on the Vulcans. Just simply on where the flag was placed and thrown at.
It's going to be an offsides on the Fighting Scots here. So Cal U will get a couple extra yards out of that. And we'll give it a go once again.
We have a substitution here for the Fighting Scots. Number 79, Anthony Brinson coming in, as it looks like the Fighting Scots are going to try
All on
to
the
go.
4 here now. Mitchell waiting for this one. He's sending Jackson in motion. Jackson going to the outside. It's going to be a trip look to the far side. It's going to be handoff to Brown. Brown tries to scoot his way through that line, and he is stacked up once again. Oh, thought we saw the ball pop out there. A lot of active hands between both lines. But Cal U will keep it.
It was Brinson in on the play.
Had a helmet pop off there, so Brown's going to have to sit out for a play as Cousin will run in to take his place. Part of that NCAA safety protocol. 12:35 and rolling here in the second quarter. Second and goal from the Fighting Scott 4. Here it is. Mitchell, hand off to Cousin. Cousin bounces off one, and Cousin brought down on the 1-yard line here. Bounced off mightily there, and he was able to gain a couple more yards and grind it out as we get closer and closer each play.
Great play by Cousin to just run right up the middle, try to force himself into the end zone.
Third and goal from the Fighting Scott 1. I'd even venture to say the 3rd and Scott inch mark here. Right on that doorstep. Mitchell's got it. Looking for a jumbo look here. Cousin dashes forward. Did he break the plane? We'll see. Waiting for a signal. And it looks like Edinboro once again manages to pull off a stop.
It's a great defensive stand there by Edinboro, stopping Cousin there on back-to-back plays, making sure that Cousin does not get into the end zone. It looks like we are going to have the field goal unit come out on the field here.
We're so close. I wouldn't be surprised to see a potential fake going on here. Be on your toes, Vulcan fans. If not, we'll see textbook kick from higher. It will be. As it's off the left post there, and that one is no good. It's caught off the post, and we've got people running with it. Goodness. Either way, it's down right around that touchdown line there, so that will be all for that.
That is quite the crazy play there with that field goal ringing off the post and being caught.
Could have been dangerous. We see the PSAC West standings here. Still early in the season. Cal U 2-1. We'll really start to put some marks in that left column there. IUP 3-0, the Rock 3-0. Two big games coming up here for the Vulcans later in the season. Mercyhurst, a challenging 2-1 team, and Clarion starting to surprise. Had a lead over Shepherd last week, but they eventually lost it, but they sit at 2-1. First and 10 now from the Fighting Scott 20 as Tomko and company are ready to take another stab at this one. Here it is. It'll be a handoff up the middle. Wrapped up quickly on that one. Nowhere to go for Woody.
It was a great play there by number 97, Stephon Brown for the Vulcans, bringing Woody right down for a short gain.
Second and 9 from the Fighting Scott 21 as they got a gain of 1 on that one. .22 and rolling in the second quarter of action. Tomko lining everybody up. Here we go. Tomko looking to throw. He's the lone man in the backfield. Excellent blocking here. He's going to let this one fly down the middle of the field. He's got a man, and he hits his target once again. The long ball has been the story for this offense.
Yeah, it's another great catch there by Andre Dowdle Jr. He had the other big play in a previous drive that spread the ball out for the Fighting Scots.
This was the problem in the matchup a year ago. But Cal U was lucky as Tomko was overthrowing his receivers. Now he's almost underthrowing in this one as it'll be a 1st and 10 from the Cal U 37 after the big gainer. .40 and rolling here in the second quarter. Tomko with a man to his right. We'll do the handoff up the middle here. Right back to that line of scrimmage. Once again, Dorian Woody on the carry. The freshman.
That's right, Woody was on the carry, brought down by a host of Vulcan defenders, led by number 30, Jamal Hayden. Or, pardon me, number 30, Noah Dillo for the Vulcans.
Edinboro has quite a streak here they're looking to break today. They have not beaten Cal U since 2004. They almost did it last year as Cal U beat them 40-35, and it took a comeback effort here as the 2nd and 11th throw is down towards the end zone, but that went way out of bounds. No one was going to catch that one.
No, that was a bit of a overthrow to really nobody there for Tomko.
So 3rd and 11 now. Clock is at 8:53.
Yeah, maybe just keep looking at it, just because they seem pretty high. So.
From the Fighting Scott 38. Tomko going with the man to his right here, and he's got the 3 wide look out there on offense. He's looking to throw. He's going to let it go to the outside. He's got a man, and there it is. Once again, another long reception as he falls right on into the end zone. We'll see if they mark him short or if it's a touchdown. They're firing off the cannon saying it's a touchdown, but they're looking to mark him at the 1.
Another great play by Tomko. As we alluded to earlier in the broadcast, they've had a bit of a QB controversy with injury issues, but
Running
Tomko looks
quickly here on
healthy
the
and good.
1. They're stacked up. He's going to step up to the line quickly. He's going to try to QB sneak this one in, and up there it goes into the end zone. And wow, there was quite a play there. That was number 6 falling over Julian Cox. His head was literally facing the turf, pointing downwards as he jumped over and pulled Tomko back from that goal line.
Absolutely phenomenal play there
So
by
much
Julian
athleticism.
Cox. Yeah, absolutely.
8 minutes and 3 seconds left here. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the Cal U2. And a flag coming up quickly here. Might see a false start on this one. And it will be a false start, so the Fighting Scots will trot backwards here.
I think this might make the job easier on the Vulcans.
It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 7. Tomko going with the 2 to the near, 1 to the far look, and a man to his left. Here he is. He's going to throw this one. Feels the pressure. Rolls out to the near side. He's got some room to run. He's still holding on to this one. He's going to throw it towards the end zone. It's going to be intercepted by California. They go the other way and brought down around the 10-yard line. And now another flag flies once again. And who else on that? Looks like it's Jimmy Pierce grabbing it once again. We
said earlier,
Fighting Scott. There's so much going on in the field right here.
Yeah, there is a lot happening here.
Not Jimmy Pierce here as the 0 on his jersey was folded up. Noah Dillo getting the interception on that one. And it's Tomko who was hurt, and he's up now. So that's 2/3 of the mess that we've sorted out. Still waiting on the call to get the trifecta here. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Cal U. And it's going to go on Noah Dillo. So he intercepted the ball and picks up a penalty in the same play as Tomko's helped off the field here. So Cal U's going to come back out on offense, working in short order. .7:35 the clock reads.
Coach is asking for an explanation.
It looks like Coach Dunn is going to try to get a bit of an explanation on how that's possible.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I'm a bit confused myself, but that is interesting, to say the least.
So he's got his explanation, and now the head referee is going to head over to Mitchell and company. And I believe we're ready for some football here. Not quite yet. It's quite a momentum shift there as this defense steps up once again and continues to grab interceptions left and right and get the ball back for the offense. Here's Mitchell. Ball on the Vulcan 5. It's a handoff to Brown. Brown crosses the 5. Looks like he'll gain about 1 or 2 yards.
This is a going to be a somewhat difficult situation for the Vulcans, as they're going to be forced to use their run game being pinned in their own end zone, as the Fighting Scott run defense has been really good at times throughout the course of this first half.
2nd and 8 from the 7 of Cal U. Don't worry, YouTube chat friends, I haven't forgotten about you. Here's Mitchell, drops back to throw this one, trying for his man, Jaquay Jackson had it and then dropped it.
Interesting play there by Jaquay Jackson as he's trying to wrestle for the ball, and it's forced out of his hands by number 14, Aaron Rodgers.
Third and 8 coming up here from the Vulcan 7. Here it is. Mitchell's got it, dropping back to throw once again. Low man in the backfield, steps up to avoid some pressure, and he's going to just tuck this one and run as he brought down at the 15-yard line.
There's really not much else for Noah to do but tuck it and run.
As they will give him the first down there. The chain gang operators were a bit confused on what to do with that one, but they'll give him the first down. First and 10 now from the Vulcan 15. 6:25 left to go in the first half. As there you can see Noah on your screen. You did see Noah on your screen. Love having that on-field angle. He's going to throw once again as Mitchell goes to the outside to Hill. Hill across the 20, fights off one. Now he's got 2 tacklers, and he's brought down at about the 23.
Quick pass there to Tyson Hill from Mitchell. Going to give the Vulcans a bit of a short gain.
Second and 3 coming up here from the Cal U 22. Mitchell going with the trips to the outside here. He's going to throw it once again. Hit Hill in the same place, same play there almost looks like it was, as he gets another first down.
Yeah, it did look like the play was pretty identical with the same result, getting it to Tyson Hill for the first down.
First and 10 now from the Cal U 34. 5:23 left in the half. Four wide once again. It's going to be Mitchell throwing again, and literally it was the same play almost once again here. It's just Tyson Hill was not ready for that football.
Yeah,
I mean,
it did.
if it isn't broken, Doug, don't fix it. You know?
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better there, Colin. If things are working, you got to stick with it until something is proven otherwise. So we're seeing a lot of that from Mitchell and Hill with that little short pass connection here on this drive.
5:07 left in the second quarter. Second and 10 from the Cal U 34s. They will run it with Brown as he sweeps to the outside, crosses that 35, and give him about 1 or 2 after that.
Again, the Fighting Scott run defense has been fantastic today. A host of defenders meets Nelson Brown, led by number 45, Miles Turner, for the Fighting Scots.
3rd and 8 now on the Cal U 36. Mitchell going with 2 near, 1 far. And Brown to his left. It's going to be slung over the middle there, and great catch by Dandridge.
Great play there by Dandridge. Mitchell making a nice pass there for a somewhat substantial gain. It looks like the Vulcans are going to be in business here as they are driving.
Here it is, 1st and 10 now from the 45. Mitchell drops back to throw once again. He's thinking about letting this one fly, and he will. Going down the field to Dandridge, and just a little bit out of the range there of Dandridge as he couldn't reel that one in.
It was a bit of a close play there. It was a little 14-on-14 action there as number 14, Aaron Rogers, was in coverage for the Fighting Scots.
And don't go anywhere at the half as we'll have the Mitchell report for you. Working up to the wire there in terms of some technical issues, so he didn't get a chance to run it immediately, but we'll have the Mitchell report coming up at the half. One of my favorite segments to do. And we'll have those for basketball for you as well, so hopefully you're excited about that. 2nd and 10 now from the Cal U45. Mitchell hands off to Brown up the middle. Brown charges forward, and he's brought down at the 49.
Nice gain there for Nelson Brown as the Vulcans are trying to solve this Fighting Scot run defense.
3rd and 7 from... Looks like they'll put him at the 48. They will, the 48. .323 left here in the first half. Edinboro's defense playing a tough game and really smothering Cal U to this point. Cal U's defense also working as well, and I believe we'll have a timeout called by Cal U just to sort things out. This is a crucial 3rd down.
It was a crucial 3rd down, and the play clock was slowly bleeding down to 0. So wise decision there from the Vulcans to take this timeout to try and get things squared away late in this second half, or late in this first half, rather.
Cal U has won 14 of their PSAC openers in a row here after they beat Edinboro, the same type of game last year, 40-35. Cal U hasn't lost its opening game in PSAC West play on the road since the year 2004 when, once again, it was Edinboro who beat them here on this campus.
Interesting. Great 15-year streak there for the Vulcans. Hopefully they can keep it going here this afternoon as they have a 3-0 lead late in the first half.
Great news to report here as CUTV Sports 1 has officially crossed the 1,000 subscriber mark, so we thank you all for joining us as a subscriber and coming along with us on the road weekend in and weekend out. We love doing this for you all. It's a great time. I know I enjoy myself. As we are ready to go once again. 3rd and 7 on the 48 here of Cal U. Quick personnel switch here for the Fighting Scots on defense as they send a few out. We're doing a lot of standing here rather than playing football. But now we'll play some football. 3:12 left in the half as Mitchell drops back to throw on this crucial 3rd down. Goes to the outside, and it's going to be brought in there by Derek Caraway. Haven't called his name in quite some time here. It's been a couple of weeks as he was dealing with an injury, but he's back and better than ever here. 1st down into Fighting Scot territory. It's going to be on the Fighting Scot 44 as Brown gets the handoff and charges up the middle once again. Drags the pile with him for about 3 yards.
Another solid defensive stance there by the Fighting Scots. Number 38, Ryan Bischoff, leading the charge there for the Fighting Scots.
2nd and 8. It's going to be Mitchell throwing once again, going to the outside, and I don't think anybody was on the same page there as Dandridge kind of slowed up there and was not facing the football.
No, you are right. There was a lot of miscommunications there on that play as the Vulcans are going to try and salvage something here for this drive on 3rd down.
2:29 left in the half here. 3rd down and 8 coming up from the Fighting Scot 41. Here it is. Dropping back is Mitchell. Mitchell has some pressure, steps up in the pocket, tries to go on to Brown, and Brown just couldn't wrangle that one in as he drops it.
Looked like it was going to be a great play there for Nelson Brown to get the gain and get the first down, but he dropped it, and it's going to be another punt situation here for the Vulcans as Joey Hood and company are coming out here for the punt unit.
2:24 left here as Hood is getting ready to punt this one. Tanaz Gregory will receive. He follows this one, and it will go on into the end zone, so we will bring it out to the 20.
Another great punt there by Joey Hood. Big fan of punters. I feel like special teams players need love too.
2:17 left here. It's been a very quiet game for both offenses, as it's been a defensive battle here so far to this point in time.
Yeah, I was certainly not expecting this. I was looking over some things earlier in the week, and I was expecting this to be a very big game for the Vulcans offensively, but to no avail, as it's been a defensive battle thus far.
Edinboro typically doesn't score many points, but being able to hold things here, that's going to be a handoff to the outside, running with this one, and thrown quickly out of bounds there. I believe that was a sweep going to number 6, Dorian Woody. It was.
Number 16,
I think we might have a timeout on the field here.
On the tackle. We should have it noted that number 12, Jordan Castelli, is now in at quarterback. You guys might know him as he is a transfer in from California University of Pennsylvania.
He was shaking up Tomko, so we had to take a quick step out of the game here, and that's why Castelli into the game now. Castelli played against the Warriors of East Stroudsburg. Had about 180 yards. Did not throw for a touchdown in that one.
No, and he also had 3 interceptions in that game, so it was a bit of a struggle for Castelli.
2nd and 9 now from the Fighting Scott 21. Content to let the clock run here is this Fighting Scott offensive unit as it drops down to about a minute 40. Castelli waiting on this one. He's got it. Feed to the outside, and Woody trying to sweep to the outside here, as it really does look like they will just try to let the clock run out on this one. Content to have a 3-0 deficit to work with, as it's a timeout called here by Coach Dunn.
That was another sweep play to number 6, Dorian Woody, and Israel Xavier was back in on the tackle. Pretty similar to the play beforehand.
Third quarter in the Ville, as they call it here, as the Golden Rams got a 24-0 lead, as all those 1 o'clock games are just about ready to kick off here. Gotta keep my eye on that Mercyhurst and IUP game for all you fans out there. Millersville still searching for that first point since week 1, as they were shut out by IUP and Slippery Rock. Interesting to note. Both units back on the field here now. Third and 8 coming up here on the Edinboro 22, as it's jumped on quickly by Cal U's defense.
There's a host of defenders there, led by number 6, Julian Cox.
They'll punt the football here. Really interesting to note at this point in the game, Edinboro currently has negative 15 rushing yards. So Cal U's defense living up to the standard. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely living up to the standard. Run game has not been working at all for the Fighting Scots, and a big part of that is just the elite defense of California.
We'll have a minute 24 on the clock here for Cal U to attempt to work with as Tarrant is back to receive this one. We've seen a lot of short punts from the offensive unit here so far. There's our guy Juice down there. He's loving it. Shout out to him. He's one heck of a Fortnite player, I'll tell you that. Maybe we'll start streaming some Fortnite here on CTV Sports 1. Devin, Colin, and Juice. Put that in the chat if you want to see that on YouTube here as the punt is up and away. As it'll be fair caught at about the 35 by Tarrant. We just got to find a fourth now. We've got the best possible lineup here, so go ahead if you want to squad up with us. Drop your gamer tag down there in the YouTube chat, and maybe you just might get lucky.
Yeah, somebody needs to step up here because I'm definitely not your guy. Not a big Fortnite player.
People are already saying they want to see it.
That would be...
We'll tuck it away. You never know. Maybe we'll be able to make it happen.
Yeah,
as
put it
both
in
teams
the
are
memory bank.
Yeah, both teams are out there ready to go. Minute 17 left to work with here on the clock for Cal U. Here it is, trips to the near side for Mitchell as he's going to drop back to throw this one. Goes across the middle, hits his target and Hill. Hill brought down right on that E at midfield.
Great pass by Mitchell to Tyson Hill. They've had quite the connection here late in this first half as the clock is slowly bleeding down.
Dropping back to throw here, Mitchell once again. Mitchell feeling some pressure here, has to get rid of this one because he felt someone coming after it. And there's going to be a flag brought on here as Mitchell was thrown down. That was number 39 of the Fighting Scots on that, Vincent Hudson. I think he'll be the guilty party here.
Definitely could be the guilty party. This is a huge opportunity for the Vulcans as they're going to be marched up quite a bit here. And they have a great opportunity to score here with 58 seconds left in the first half.
So we'll see the placement at the 35 of the Fighting Scots here. 58 seconds left to go before the half. Mitchell is going with 4 wide here. He's going to throw this one once again. Going to the outside. Goes for Hill. Hill grabs that one. He dodges his man. Brought down. Still running 10-5. And he almost makes it into the end zone. But Tyson Hill with that quick footwork once he gets a hold of that pass.
Great play there by Tyson Hill with the footwork. Faked me out a bit. Thought it was picked off by a Fighting Scots defender as Hill just fights up for extra yardage, and the Vulcans are...
Mitchell's got it. He's looking to throw. Going to Hill. Punched away there as he went for the quick toss.
That's right. Mitchell was going for the quick toss. Number 14, Aaron Rodgers in coverage, and we have a Fighting Scot down here. Shaken up a bit.
He is just tying his shoe. He's popped right back up.
Never mind.
Second and goal here from the Edinboro 5 as somebody's going to take a timeout. It's going to be Edinboro taking the timeout on this one. As we continue to inch closer and closer to that goal line. Ball on the Fighting Scot 5. Cal U is trying to close out this half with a score. They'll get the ball in the second half, so they've got a chance to really pile up here if they execute correctly.
Yeah, this would be a great opportunity to go up potentially by 10 points to end the half and have another great opportunity to score some points right out of the gate in the second half.
Will Moore in our YouTube chat says, thanks for the live feed. Thank you for watching, Will. It's fans like you that make this all possible. Timeout is over here. And there you can see the ROTC down there on the sideline. They're the ones who keep shooting off the cannon. Got a little bit overexcited on that last one. Thought they had it. But they did not. Hopefully they're not paying by the shell down there. "35 seconds left here. Mitchell getting the spot from the side. 4 wide they will go with. 2 near, 2 far. Brown out there to the left of Mitchell. Mitchell dropping back to throw. He's going for the end zone, going high, and that one is going to be incomplete, but a flag will be down on this one, most likely in the realm of pass interference.
That's right. Derek Caraway was pleading his case for a call, and it looks like he may have gotten it. Let's wait and see, though, for this official call.
Official huddle here. Still working this out. Signaling for a hold. We'll see what the call is. There'll be a holding on Edinboro here. That's number 1, Joshua Boyd, the corner. So instead of pass interference, we'll get a hold instead, Doug.
Either way, in this situation, with how close the Vulcans are to the end zone, we will take it.
31 seconds here. First and goal now from the 2 of the Fighting Scots. Here's Mitchell. He's throwing to the outside. He's got his man. Touchdown, Vulcans. Cam Tarrant brings it in.
Great little pass there from Mitchell to Cam Tarrant. It's going to be a great opportunity for the Vulcans to go up 9-0 here as they are lining up for the PAT to potentially make it 10.
Higher, ready for the extra point now. Hold is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. 10-0, California leads over Edinboro. 26 seconds left before the half. Don't go anywhere. You are watching and listening to Vulcans football here on CUTV Sports 1 and the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
Have you seen the new Cal U Vulcan logo around? Have you wondered where to get gear featuring it? Then go to calvulcans.com and click shop. Log on and browse a full selection of men's shirts, women's shirts, pullovers, hoodies, and more. All items feature customization with the new Cal U Vulcan logo and wordmark. The site also features a full selection of hats, tailgating items, and accessories. Don't be the last person to sport new Cal U Vulcan gear. Go to calvulcans.com today.
There's the Cal U bands. You see them on their screen here. They made the trek up to Edinboro. They performed at pregame. Set the stage well as the kick is up and away. 26 seconds on the clock here. Brought in by the return man, 15-20. Brought down at the 25. Ball's out.
Looks like
Edinboro's fallen on it.
Yeah, looks like it was covered up by number 29, Alvin Lara of the Fighting Scots.
Quick hands there. That could have been a disaster. 20 seconds left on the clock for Edinboro to come out and work with here. Rushing hasn't been their forte as this Cal U rushing defense continues to shut them down with negative 15 rushing yards allowed to this point. Looks like they're going to take a knee here. Castelli out there. They will. He knees this one. And they will just let the clock run. content with that. Only being down 10 at the half to a team like this, I would be content with a deficit like that as well, Doug.
I couldn't agree more with you there, Colin. Just taking the knee here, going into halftime, down 10-0. Cannot blame the Fighting Scots for making the decision to knee it into the half.
And that will bring us to the end of the first half. Cal U 10, Edinboro nothing. Doug, any final thoughts?
Just, if you're the Vulcans, you got to come out and establish the offensive play here in the second half. You're getting the ball, try and get a score, go up 17-0, and go from there.
We're going to toss it over to the Mitchell report here so we can hear from QB1 Noah Mitchell, and then we'll go into the commercial. Don't go anywhere. It's halftime. Cal U 10, Edinboro nothing. You are watching and listening to Vulcans football on CTV Sports 1 and the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into another Minute with Mitchell segment here on today's first PSAC West Road contest against the Edinboro Fighting Scots. It's Colin Kirkwood back again, joining me, Noah Mitchell. Noah, great win last week against the Red Raiders.
Yeah, definitely a great win, a great bounce-back win coming off the loss from Kutztown, really rebounding well on all three phases, offense, defense, and special teams, to get a good victory against Shippensburg.
Also, congratulations is in order for you right now, ranking 7th in Division II in passing touchdowns right now, so big congrats to you on that. Got a lot more football to play, but still, it's nice to be in the top 10 this early.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great accomplishment to be mentioned with all the great other names in college football and on Division II level. I started off and up there with yards last year and really didn't finish well, so really just trying to stay consistent and doing whatever I need to do to get a win.
Now, this is a really interesting series in terms of history. When we look back here, back in the early days, it was a very heavy Edinboro series here. They won plenty of games in this one back towards the 80s, but now the last time the Edinboro managed to beat Cal U was back in 2004. So what's it like going into a game that has a long streak on the line like that?
Yeah, I think it's always cool to play these games that have so much history behind them, going back into whenever they started, and really just being able to do whatever you can to continue to write that history in the continuing games.
We continue to talk about the defense here, again, continuing to play fantastic. They've already come up with 14 forced turnovers here, including 9 interceptions in just 3 games. So you go out there, you throw those touchdown passes, and just like that, you're back on the field again. So what's that like?
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling. I don't think the D-line gets enough credit for the pressure that they put on quarterbacks to force them into these mistakes and these interceptions and turnovers and stuff. So really just want to give them a congratulations on the job that they've been performing this season so far.
Looking at Edinboro's season so far, they've had a bit of a tough one here, 0-3 coming into this game right now. And they open against, of course, Grand Valley State, one of the best D2 teams in the country, and then 2 tough games against Bloomsburg and the surprise East Stroudsburg Warriors team. So do you think they're going to come into this game particularly hungry?
Oh, definitely. They're going to come in hungry. I mean, I talked about it last week when we started off 0-2. Going into last season, how hungry we were going into Shippensburg. I can only imagine how hungry these guys are going in 0-3. Yeah, they're struggling a little bit offensively, but that defense is serious. And like you talked about, them playing Grand Valley, that's a top team in the country usually every year, and they played them pretty tough. So these Edinboro's going to come in, or we're going to go in there, and they're going to give us our all.
What should we expect from the Fighting Scots on defense this week?
No, the Fighting Scots, they're going to try to put a lot of pressure on me, try to blitz a lot, and they got me last year with it as a freshman, not really seeing a lot of these looks, but I think I'm a lot better prepared to deal with it this year.
And one of the really interesting things about this game here is that Jordan Castelli, guy you used to work with last year here, is now on the opposing side of the field. What's that like?
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Castelli was my best friend. Hated to see him leave last year, but glad that he would get the opportunity to play. And I remember we talked all camp, all before summer, about him competing up there and getting reps with the ones, and I'm just really happy for him. Hope he has a great season, just not Saturday.
Not Saturday, indeed. But Noah, thanks for joining me again. Another great Mitchell report here. We'll be back next week getting into the Coal Bowl. It's only a week away. It seems super early this year, but we're a week away.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. Worried about this one in front of us right now,
That's
though,
right.
And then we'll worry about IUP.
Sounds good to me. Don't go anywhere. Kickoff is coming up next. You are watching and listening to Vulcans football here on PSAC Network, CTV Sports 1, and the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Consider the future. Your future. At California University of Pennsylvania, you can build your life your way because we believe in you. We invest in you, empower you to create the future you envision. We give you the tools and teaching so you can rise up and achieve. Don't settle for someone else's vision of you. Build you at CalU. Visit us at calu.edu.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back for the second half of this close contest here. Cal U 10, Edinboro nothing. Colin Kirkwood and Doug Gladkey joining you here. Doug, let's check out these halftime stats.
Yeah, let's check these out. Indeed, obviously the score is 10-0. The Vulcans have the advantage in the rushing yard column, 51 to -16.
That is right. That is -16 to this point.
-16 yards. That's crazy. Shows how great the Cal U defense has been this afternoon. 181 passing yards for Noah Mitchell and 125 for the combination of Castelli and Tomko, which creates 109 total yards for the Fighting Scots and 232 total yards for the Vulcans. The Fighting Scots have 1 turnover and Cal U has 0, and the Vulcans are 5 for 10 on third down conversions, and the Fighting Scots are 1 for 6. Cal U is leading in the time of possession margin, 17:30 to 12:30.
Done a great job so far. Has that Cal U defense. We can take a quick trip around the league before we get into this one. Westchester 31, Millersville nothing. Third quarter of that one. IUP 21, Mercyhurst 7. About 5 minutes left in the first quarter of that one. Sheppensburg, boy, I'm having a tough one today. Shepherd 14, Kutztown 6, Gannon 20, Clarion 0.
Some interesting scores there throughout the PSAC.
Did you know, Doug? Cal U is in the PSAC.
Yes, I did. I did know that, believe it or not. So
just wanted to make sure that's known.
I'm winning the day with that one there. That is for sure. But as
absolutely.
Always, Vulcan fans,
yeah, absolutely.
Keep an eye on the IUP Mercyhurst game. As Colin said, it was 21-7.
That Edinboro sideline is excited to be in this one right now, only being down 10-0. And there goes the cannon once again here. A short kick brought in at about the 30.
It was a little squib kick there. Corralled by number 82, Jack Viborni, for the Vulcans.
We have a couple of interesting viewers joining us here. We got somebody tuning in. Man is tuning in from San Francisco, California. Thanks for joining us here today, man. Just goes to show how far Vulcans football reaches across the country.
That's right, Colin. You've loved to see that our product is reaching out throughout the world.
First and 10 coming up here from the Cal U30 as Mitchell and company are getting the first possession. Here's Brown. Brown to the outside. And Brown is brought down right near that 30-yard line. Did not get much on that one.
No, he did not. The Fighting Scot run defense again picking up where they left off, giving Nelson Brown some fits early on in the first half.
Second and 11 now from the Cal U29. Mitchell's got it, dropping back to throw, surveys, goes to the outside. No, and he throws an interception there as the man shakes off one. Continuing there, and he's brought down at around the 20. That's number 9 for the Fighting Scots, Brandon Anderson, grabbing the pick.
Looked like a bit of a miscommunication there on a route between Dandridge and Mitchell, leading to that interception for Brandon Anderson.
As the party just continues over there, as we walk onto the track and we start living it up with people along the fence. Don't quite recommend that.
Either do I. You never want to see stuff like that.
And I think they actually might be flagging this. There'll be a sideline warning going on Edinboro here. As they are getting rowdy over there, Doug.
Yeah, they are getting rowdy. They were pretty hyped to start this second half off with the kickoff, and things have been very much of the same to start on that first offensive drive for the Vulcans.
So here come the Fighting Scots as they pick up on the Cal U20. Jordan Castelli out there to start the second half. Castelli dropping back to throw, surveys, he's going to roll to the near side, throw this one towards the end zone, and that one is caught. Touchdown, Fighting Scots! And there it is, who else but the playmaker for Edinboro, Tanaz Gregory.
Wide open look there for Gregory. Pretty effortless throw from Castelli whenever Tanaz Gregory's left uncovered like that. And it looks like things are going as planned for the Fighting Scots. They wanted to just take their chances going down 10-0 and kneeing it into the half, and looks like it's paying off thus far.
Extra point team on here for the Fighting Scots. Kick is up, and it is good. Edinboro cuts that lead down to 3. Cal U 10, Edinboro 7. 14-10 left to go in the third quarter of action. Don't go anywhere. You are watching and listening to Vulcans football on CTV Sports 1 and the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
Join us for World College Radio Day
this year on October 4th, 2019.
To celebrate, WCAL is doing a 24-hour remote in the Natali Food Court.
This is our official kickoff of our stuffed animal drive.
This is our attempt to set a world record.
And all the animals will go to charity.
Listen in at 91.9 FM or follow along at 919 WCAL.
Welcome back here as Edinboro's teeing up the kickoff here, and you can see their sideline once again is into it over there.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen anything like this.
Either have I. Very animated, very into it. Kind of crazy, getting real rowdy over there on that Edinboro sideline.
3 back to receive for California. That's going to be another short kick brought in at about the 20. There it goes across the 25, still bouncing forward on the 30. And that was Jimmy Pierce getting absolutely thrown out of bounds there, bringing that one back.
Number 82, Aaron Gent on the tackle. The Fighting Scots wide receiver out on the special teams unit as we have a Fighting Scot shaken up on the play.
Down at about the 45 there. We wish the best in that. This is not the start you want for the second half, Doug. So what are you thinking in your mind right now coming back onto the field if you're the offensive unit after trying to recover from that?
You have to try and make plays. You have to limit the mistakes, make sure your guys are on the same page so that you don't have those mistakes like what happened there with the interception that Mitchell threw to open the second half. You need to really just have a balanced offense, have the run game involved as well as the pass game, and try and be as careful as you can to limit the turnovers, because this game could get out of hand in a hurry if you're not smart with the ball.
Well said. 1st and 10 coming up here from the Cal U29. Mitchell and company back out to try this one again. Mitchell dropping back here. He's getting ready for the snap. He's got a man to his left. It'll be a handoff right up the middle to Brown. Brown going through. Brown across the 30. Brown across the 35. Brown still rumbling. Brown brought down at the 40. So first down on the first play of this drive.
Finally a breakthrough for Nelson Brown against this Fighting Scot run defense. Pretty substantial gain given the circumstances of trying to regain momentum after giving up that touchdown on an interception to open up the second half.
1st and 10 now here on the Cal U 40. Mitchell awaits the snap. He's got it. Fakes the handoff, rolls to the near side. He throws this one, and he couldn't quite hit his target there as it falls incomplete. He's shooting for number 87 on that one, Dylan Stallings.
Yeah, it was an interesting little rollout there from Mitchell, trying to find Dylan Stallings, but to no avail as it goes right by him, just barely missing his mark there.
2nd and 10 now, ball still on the Cal U40. Everyone waiting, watching. So it'll be Brown to the right of Mitchell with 2 near, 1 far. Edinboro bringing some heat here, so it'll be the outside. That one's brought in by Jackson once again here. We've seen him have a bit of an increased role in today's game.
That's right. He is getting in on the action quite a bit this afternoon. Great pass there from Mitchell to number 25, Jaquay Jackson. And now we have a crucial 3rd down here for the Vulcans.
3rd and 5 to be exact on the Cal U45. About 12:56 and rolling here in the 3rd quarter. 10-7. Cal U still leads. Things are getting antsy over there once again on that sideline as they're trying to get their defense in it, are the Fighting Scots. Mitchell dropping back to throw, surveys, feels some pressure, goes across the middle to Brown. Brown dump off is going to be a 4th down by about the slimmest of margins. They'll be short by 1. Oh, they changed it to 2 now.
Yeah, they are going to be a bit short there, but a smart decision there by Mitchell to just drop it off to his safety valve, and Nelson Brown trying to get that 1st down. And now it looks like Joey Hood and company are going to be coming out for a punt on 4th down and 2.
Most likely one of the biggest punts so far of this young freshman's career as Hood looks to pin Edinboro deep. There it is. Hood's punt is up, and it's a high one, and they'll be fair caught around the 15-yard line. And take a look there. You can notice on the side of the helmet, up before he moved away, there's a football sticker there, and that's dedicated to Elmo Natale. Elmo Natale, one of the college football 150 contributors for Cal U, and the man who bears the name of the Natale Student Center and was one of the first, actually the first ever player from Cal U to be drafted into the NFL.
Yeah, great tribute there to Elmo Natale. First Vulcan player to ever make it to the NFL. We've had quite a few make it thus far. Natale playing
for the Cleveland Browns in the 1953 NFL draft. Here's the first play here as it's going to be Castelli shooting up the middle in this one, and he gains about 5. In addition to that, he was the head coach for the Vulcans as well from 1973 to 1976. And served plenty of other roles outside of football as well, working in the staff of the university as well. So hats off to him and a great tribute there. 2nd and 9 now from the Edinboro 17. Castelli back to throw here, going to the near side. He's putting too much touch on that one as it will go out of bounds, but a flag is thrown here.
Looks like it could potentially be a flag on number 27, Khalil Brown, as he was getting a little bit handsy with Khalil Jackson II, a wide receiver for the Fighting Scots.
And it will be pass interference there, Doug. You were right, number 27, Khalil Brown picking that one up. Ball placed on the 32 now of the Fighting Scots after that. 1st and 10. 11:04 in the 3rd here as we got another flag flying. It's a heavily flagged affair here. It's going to be a false start, Doug.
Yes, it is. I was worried that it was going to be a encroachment penalty on number 16, Israel Xavier, as we saw him jump a little bit to try and draw the false start penalty, which he successfully did.
So here comes the 1st and 15 now from the Edinboro 27, dropping back throw Castelli. He's going to draw with this one and try to get away from it as he throws it away.
Little bit of a bobbled snap there by Castelli. Really was met by a host of defenders and probably made the wise decision to just throw it out of bounds and risk, have some damage control here with 2nd and 15.
2nd and 15, still on that Edinboro 27. 10:59 left in the third. Calu leads 10-7. Castelli, he's going to do the same and draw once again and get wrapped up immediately. As he is thrown to the ground and his helmet pops off here, it's almost like they don't want him to throw it after he just had that great touchdown pass.
Yeah, it does seem like there might be a little bit of mistrust there between the coaching staff of the Fighting Scots and Castelli, but Castelli was met by a host of defenders there, led by number 97, Stefan Brown for the Vulcans.
So Castelli's helmet came off, so we're going to have him replaced for a play. And that looks like number 8 for Edinboro now. Levi Becker is jumping on here. Calu looking to attack the third string here on 3rd and 15. Ball on the 27. He's going to roll out with this one. He's rolling to the outside. And he's absolutely rocked. The ball's out! Edinboro falls on that one, but boy, he got rocked there, Doug.
Yeah, he got hit really hard. The Vulcans really took advantage there, blitzing the edges, and really took advantage of the situation there with Becker coming in for Castelli, and now it's going to be 4th down and forever for the Fighting Scots as they get into punt formation.
Corey Botaranco waiting for the snap here to send it back to California as the defense stood tall there as it's an end-over-end kick here. It bounces off one, it's brought in there, and falling on it wisely was Tarrant.
I'd hold your cards there. There was just some contact made with the punter. It was number 88, Derek Lockhart, making contact with the punter for the Vulcans.
So I would assume there's a flag coming up here. Somebody ran into the kicker. Doug said one of Calu's own players made number 88, Augie Torres, was the one who ran into the kicker there. Lockhart, a member of Calu, and I don't think he'd be running into his own punter. Actually, I just got that completely wrong. Lockhart ran into the punter for Edinboro.
Yeah, I got so confused.
You're fine.
There for
I
a
just
moment.
got lost there for a minute.
It's all good,
got
man.
people talking to me to my right, my left, and I just kind of got confused.
Yeah, man, it's all good.
Oh, man. Poor showing here today. Hopefully you didn't pick me for fantasy announcers this week. 9:43 left here in the third, coming up 1st and 10 from the Calu 43. Mitchell drops back to throw here, going across the middle, hits his target there. It'll be a 1st down and quite some more. It's Tarrant grabbing that one.
Great pass there by Mitchell to Tarrant for a huge gain. And the Vulcans are in business here, trying to regain some momentum after a poor start to the second half here.
1st and 10 now on the Edinboro 38. 4 wide once again for Mitchell and company. 2 near, 2 far. Fakes the handoff. He's going to throw over to Tyson Hill. Tyson Hill on a bubble screen look. Tyson Hill across the 30. Tyson Hill on the 30. 20, and there he is. Nice game for Tyson Hill.
Such a deadly play there. We've seen it so many times with that bubble screen to Tyson Hill. He makes the grab, goes right upfield for a pretty large gain of about 20 yards, and it's going to be 1st and 10 here for the Vulcans.
8:53 and rolling here. Ball now on the Fighting Scot 18. Mitchell throwing across the middle, and it's right through the hands of his intended target, Caraway.
Yeah, that seemed like a bit of a quick pass there by Mitchell. Just missing his target, Derek Caraway. It'll be, we'll try again here. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
2nd and 10 indeed here, still on that Edinboro 18. .8:42 the clock reads. It'll be a handoff to Jamorie Cousin here as he rolls through. Jamorie Cousin across the 10, brought down right near that 5-yard line. Heavy running there for Cousin.
Seems like the Vulcans have finally figured out the run defense of the Fighting Scots. First we had Nelson Brown running for a big gain early in the half, and now we have Jamorie Cousin running for a pretty nice chunk of yards there. Really great run game for the Vulcans. They have a 3-headed monster between Jamorie Cousin, Nelson Brown, and
Richie Sykes here as it's a first and goal. Now it's on the 7. Mitchell handing off to Cousin. Cousin to the outside. Cousin cuts back inside. And he's decked immediately there as he gains a couple of yards, but it'll be brought down at about the 3.
A little bit of a big hit there on Cousin, but all is good here as he gets another short gain to give the Vulcans an opportunity. They're knocking on the door here at the goal line of the Fighting Scots.
7:43 and rolling here. Ball placed on the 2 of Edinboro. Here is Mitchell stepping up now. He's waiting. He has it. It'll be a handoff to the outside for Brown. Brown hurdles one and he's into the end zone. Touchdown Vulcans! But hold on here. We got a flag on the field.
We're going to wait and see what happens here, but nonetheless, great effort by Nelson Brown. The officials are gathering here, trying to figure out what exactly this call could be.
Extra point team is out there. I believe it's going to go on East Stroudsburg here. Geez, I'm just falling apart. Edinboro, goodness. It's going to be a personal foul on the defense here. So it will stand as a touchdown for Nelson Brown. Higher will kick the extra point here. Tarrant awaits the snap from Washington. There was some movement here as Jermaine Stevens got bumped back there.
Yeah, it looked like it was number 45 for the Fighting Scots. Miles Turner bumping Stevens back a bit.
So they'll try it again. Higher, awaiting once again. Snap from Washington, hold is down by Tarrant, kick is up, and that one is good. 17-7, California now leads over the homestanding Fighting Scots. Don't go anywhere, the rest of the game will be nowhere else except right here. You are watching and listening to Vulcans football on CTV Sports 1 and the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
Colin, what's wrong, man?
I just don't know how my family back home in Millersburg, Pennsylvania can watch our stuff down here.
Well, they could follow us on Twitter, or they could like us on Facebook.
Yeah, but what about our sports? How can they watch those?
They could watch it live on our YouTube channel.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Welcome back here. California starting to pad their lead a little bit here. 17-7. They get back to a 10-point lead, Doug.
Yeah, solid bounce-back drive for the Vulcans, getting that 10-point lead like you said, Colin. Let's see if they can get something going here on defense and keep their foot on the gas here throughout the second half.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah, you need it. You need to seal this, close out this win, and start preparing yourself for next week.
Kicks up and away. Will be brought in the end zone and will not be returned as number 4 takes a knee. Anthony Menedicio.
Yeah, I think it was probably a wise decision for it's a solid decision for Mendocino to take the knee here. It's going to be 1st down and 10 here. Castelli back out for the Fighting Scots.
1st and 10 from the 25 of Edinboro here. Castelli, quick screen look here to the outside. Woody, there he goes across the 30.
They really kind of broke the Vulcans defense, had a little bit of a breakthrough there with that screen pass to Dorian Woody. Maybe something to stick with here on this drive to see if it has the same result.
2nd and 3 after that. Ball placed on the Fighting Scot 32. Castelli takes the low snap, and it's Woody once again as he's chopped down around the legs.
Woody brought down by number 90 for the Vulcans. Number 90, Jordan Scarborough.
Third and 4 now. Cal U defense looking to stand tough. It's on the 31 of Edinboro now. Going 4 wide are the Fighting Scots. In the hands of Castelli. Castelli, there's a flag up, and he's just going to let this one fly to the outside. Couple of tugs going on here, and there might be a flag coming up on Cal U.
Yeah, we will have to see. Castelli was trying to target number 19, Khalil Jackson II for the Fighting Scots.
It's going to be a hold on Edinboro, I believe. That'll be a legal formation instead. They will decline it here, and it'll bring up 4th down. It was odd there as the referee first kind of went for the hold motion with his arm and then changed it up at the last second. Don't know if you saw that.
I did see it. Had us crossed up a bit there, but nonetheless, it's going to be a punt situation here for the Fighting Scots.
Great stand here by the Cal U defense. They're locking down. Punt is up and away. It'll be fair caught at the 25 there by Tarrant.
The Vulcans getting solid field positioning here.
There is the PSAC West standings you see on your screen there. We continue to take a quick look at the IUP Mercyhurst game here. 21 for IUP, 17 for Mercyhurst as the second quarter is just underway here. A close one up on the lake. Maybe we'll drive up there after this one's done and go catch the 4th quarter. What do you think, Doug?
We always could. That one looks like it might be down to the wire there. Really something to keep an eye on going into the next week and beyond.
You won't see anything quite yet from the Rock as they are the 2 o'clock game, about 6 minutes into this one against Seton Hill. Cal U back out on offense here. Will be a handoff outside to Brown. Brown across the 25, Brown across the 30 now. Brown across the 35 as he continues to rumble forward, brought down around the 40.
Outside draw play there for Nelson Brown, going for a pretty big gain of about 15 or 16 yards. Really great start to this drive for the Vulcans as they're trying to help out their defense after having a very stellar effort on their last defensive drive.
1st and 10 now from the Cal U 38. Handoff to Brown up the middle. Brown chopped down around the legs here as he was upended. He's still trying to roll that one off there.
That's right. Nelson Brown was upended by defensive back number 24, Maurice Sims, for the Fighting Scots.
5 minutes left in the third. 17-7 in favor of Cal U, if you're just joining us. Second down and 10 coming off the 38 of Cal U. It's Mitchell dropping back to throw. He's going to the outside, into the middle there as it was in the hands of Dandridge. He bobbled it and dropped it.
In and out of the hands of Dandridge there, as it looked like it could have been quite a dangerous play.
There were two around him.
There were two around him. It could have easily have been a deadly situation, could have resulted in an interception. Vulcans are very fortunate that was not the case, though.
3rd and 10 now, still on the Cal U 38. This is a big 3rd down here. Cal U looking to keep this drive going. Mitchell dropping back to throw now. He has it, feels some pressure, shakes off one. He's got it. He's going to the outside. A bit too high on that one as it flies out incomplete. Lucky to not take a sack there, Doug.
Definitely. Good decision on Noah to just throw it out of bounds and not take a sack or risk anything else happening as the Vulcans punt team is coming out here.
Joey Hood continues to need another strong punting performance here. Probably perhaps one of the most in duress situations he's been in his young career with Cal U, as he's only a freshman. Punt is up and away. Rolling sideways here as it bounces and it's brought in. It's fumbled here as it's rolling inside. Cal U thinks they have it, but I think Edinboro has it now as it bounced around there. Got to be careful on that one. Those running catches, Doug, they can be difficult.
Yeah, definitely. You can get crossed up very easily and end up creating a very foolish decision, turning the ball over. Looked like number 41, Kevon Mormon for the Vulcans, had it in his hands and then bobbled it out for a Fighting Scot to recover it.
.419 left in the third quarter here. Edinboro back out here. They'll take over on their own 38. Costelli back out here. Have not seen Tomko since he left with that injury. Costelli back to throw. He's feeling pressured, rolling out to the near side. He's just going to get rid of this one as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Costelli was feeling a lot of pressure on his backside by number 2, Aaron Brown, and number 8, Breon Koch for the Vulcans. They were really bringing the pressure to his blind side, and Costelli just decided to throw it away and avoid taking a sack.
2nd and 10 now, still on that Fighting Scot 38. 4:14 left here in this third quarter. It's going to be a screen look to the outside for Woody. Woody goes across the 40, across the 45. And there's a flag coming in at the end of this play.
We're going to wait to see what this call is, but that screenplay to Dorian Woody has been working so far in the second half. That is for certain.
Well, I keep expecting, I think, to draw up the middle there, and that frees up so much space over there, you know?
Yeah.
It's tough.
I agree. It's a bit of a tricky play. You can get yourself switched up quite easily.
Had a penalty here on the Fighting Scots. I believe it was a hold, so they will take some steps backwards. There's Costelli on your screen there. It'll be 2nd and 19 now. Ball on the 31 of the Fighting Scots. Costelli sorting everything out here, making sure everyone's on the same page. Low snap here. It's just a handoff to Woody up the middle, and he blasts through the defense here and gains quite a few yards there. Back to right around midfield. Don't think they were ready for that one.
No, they were not ready for that one. And like you said, with that screenplay, they're expecting draw, and maybe with that draw, they were expecting screenplay. So that allowed the Fighting Scots to have a rather substantial gain.
1st and 10 now from the Fighting Scot 49. As it'll be a timeout called by the Vulcans here.
I don't blame them for taking a timeout at this point. They seem to be a bit out of sync on this drive. They need to take some time to get things squared away, as they've been getting burnt on that screenplay to Dorian Woody.
Here you can see that Edinboro schedule once again here. Tough one at Grand Valley. Grand Valley is quite the atmosphere to play at. I watched a bit of that game on our way back from St. Anselm a couple of weeks ago, and it's quite an environment. Surprised they aren't an FCS team.
Yeah, it is quite an environment there at Grand Valley. Would be interesting to see them become an FCS team, but in the meantime, they're going to remain a D2 powerhouse. As we are still in a timeout, looks like things are starting to convene. Here's more of Edinboro's schedule, as next week they play at Gannon, and then the week after they play at home against Mercyhurst.
First and 10 now from the Fighting Scot 49. Penalties have been an issue for the Fighting Scots so far. They've registered 9 for 82 yards. Here it is, Costelli, he has it, and he will run with this one to the outside, feeling pressure. Has a couple chasing after him as he just gets rid of that one.
Another wise decision by Costelli to get rid of that one. Pressure coming from number 13, Ashid Page Jones, and number 30, Noah Dillo for the Vulcans.
Second and 10 now, still on the Fighting Scot 49. Three minutes and 5 seconds left here in the third. We have a whistle. I believe somebody might have taken a timeout here. No, it will not be a timeout, as the head official will speak with both lines quickly. Had a bit of a clock malfunction here, as it was 3:02 on the game clock and they won it at 3:15. Instead of 3:15, they'll go 3:16 instead. So second and 10 now from the Fighting Scot 49 with the correct clock. Cal U brings some blitz power on the side. That one is long. That pass is incomplete. Bit too far for the intended target there from Costelli.
That's right. Costelli was trying to air it out. Was intended for Andre Dowdle Jr., but just a little too far. Bit of an overthrow there from Costelli. It's now going to be 3rd down and 10 for the Fighting Scots. Looks like Costelli's trying to get the signals, get everybody on the same page here.
He's got it, going with 3rd and 10 here on the Fighting Scot 49, 4 wide once again. He'll throw it to his entire head. It's almost intercepted by Lamont McFadder. He was there and he's upset with himself that he dropped that one, but it brings up 4th down.
McFadder really jumped that route there, went in and out of his hands. Bit of a risky throw from Costelli, and McFadder almost makes him pay. We know what blazing speed Lamont McFadder has, and I have no doubt in my mind that could have been a house call, and if not, it would have been pretty darn close to it.
One man back to receive for California here. The punt will come from the Edinboro 49. Punt is up and away and over end here. Fair caught at the 15 by Tarrant. Here's the Cal U schedule once again here. There it is, Doug, next week at IUP. And then just like that, after that, it's homecoming.
Yeah, we are closing in quick on homecoming here. Next week, we're going to have the matchup for the ages as the Vulcans travel to Indiana, Pennsylvania to take on IUP. And then we will have our homecoming matchup, and then we will be back on the road against Gannett. So lots of key matchups coming up here in coming weeks, Colin.
And perhaps one of the most key matchups that we didn't even get to there was the road contest at The Rock on November 2nd. Here is Mitchell and company on their own 15. Mitchell, quick slant over there, has his target. Minimal gain there on that one. That was Jaquay Jackson once again.
That's right. It was a bit of a slant play there to Jaquay Jackson. He was met right away by a Fighting Scott defender and wrestled down for a loss of 1. It will be 2nd and 11 now here for the Vulcans.
Ball on the 14 now of Cal U. .225 rolling. It's going to be handoff to Brown. Brown goes up the middle, and he's jumped immediately by that defensive line there, so they continue to crush the run up the middle.
That's right, Colin. The run defense of the Fighting Scots has been absolutely spectacular this afternoon. They've been giving Nelson Brown and Cousin a lot of fits so far, and that has really given the given the Vulcans a struggle point and has had them on their toes here in the second half.
3rd and 11 now. Ball is on the Cal U 12. 1:48 left to go here. Mitchell dumps this one off. Screen look to Brown. Brown at the middle. Here he goes across the 20. So he'll be short of that first down mark.
Indeed, he will be a bit short. Looks like we're going to have Joey Hood and company coming on for the punt. And as you were saying on the last offensive drive, this is another high leverage situation for Joey Hood to make a crucial punt here with about 1:20 left to play here in this third quarter.
We'll look for a good punt from Hood once again to push Edinboro back. Here it is. It's in the hands of Hood. It's up and away. Another beautiful kick there as he has to back up. Does that return man? He's at the 25. Across the 25 to the 30, at the 35. Now he's at the 40. So he put on a great kick there, but able to get plenty of yards there to Nas Gregory, their patented playmaker here.
Indeed, he is their patented playmaker, Colin. Great gain for Tanaz Gregory of about 20 yards, giving the Fighting Scots some great field positioning.
52 seconds we have left here in the third quarter. Here come the Fighting Scots. They are thrilled to be able to keep this game close. Castelli's back here once again, going with 4 wide. He's looking to throw. Castelli to the near side. High pass there, and it will soar over his receiver. Incomplete.
Something that's been going on lately for this Fighting Scot offense we need to keep an eye on is that Jordan Castelli has really started to overthrow his receivers a bit. He was right on the money since coming in for Andrew Tomko early in the first half, but since then he's been a bit out of sync early in the second half.
47 seconds left here in the third. 17-7 Cal U leads. 2nd and 10, ball on the Cal U 44, or Edinboro 44, pardon. Here it is, a handoff up the middle there. Woody crosses the 45. We got somebody hopping off the field here for Cal U. Number 27, not putting any weight on that right foot is Khalil Brown.
We hope that Khalil is all right.
Might be cramping up here.
Yeah, might
Don't
be.
want to speculate too much.
Don't want to, but could potentially be a cramping situation as we're going to get set here.
3rd and 8 on the Edinboro 46. Eight seconds we have left on the clock here. We'll see if they manage to get a playoff. They will not, as that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter of action coming up here. Don't go anywhere. Cal U 17, Edinboro 7. Final quarter of action coming up next. You are watching and listening to Vulcans football on CUTV Sports 1 and the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
Join us for World College Radio Day.
This year on October 4th, 2019.
To celebrate, WCAL is doing a 24-hour remote in the Natali Food Court.
This is our official kickoff of our stuffed animal drive.
This is our attempt to set a world record.
And all the animals will go to charity.
Listen in at 91.9 FM or follow along at 919 WCAL.
Hey, that's directly on top of us there as we see our road crew taking it down up there. And we're right here. Hey, everybody, up here in the booth enjoying our Saturday. And it's been a great day.
That it has, Colin. It has been a phenomenal day. Beautiful day here in Edinboro, PA. As the Fighting Scots are coming back out here on offense, Castelli has the signs, and I believe he's ready to get into his cadence and get this rolling.
Third and 8 now. Castelli over the middle. Hits his target, but it will be short.
That's right, it is going to be a bit short, which means we have a potential punt situation here for the Fighting Scots. They might go for it, but we're going to wait and see here. Nope, looks like the punter is coming onto the field as Castelli jogs off. It's 4th and 5 here as the Fighting Scots are getting ready to punt it back to the Vulcans.
14:23 in the final quarter of action. Punt is up and away. Parent's going to fair catch at the 16.
It's going to be some interesting field positioning there for the Vulcans.
Here we can see the extra members of our crew there. It's Carl and Devin the Mayor Harena. He's down there. He can't hear us right now. Oh, maybe he might. Oh, he knows. Devin knows. Devin always knows. We got a flag on the field in the meantime while we enjoyed that fun little bit.
Believe the call is coming here from the official. Looks like it is a face mask penalty going against the Fighting Scots, I believe. It's going to give the Vulcans some more desirable field positioning here, as it's going to be 1st and 10 here from about the 33-yard line.
.14 is the time on the clock here, as Mitchell and friends are back out again. Edinboro stacked the box there, but backed up, and it's going to be Cousin to the outside, Cousin across the 35, and he's pushed out at the 40.
Solid gain there for Cousin, bringing it up to around the 40-yard line. Good to see the Vulcans getting the run game going, as they were stalled out a little bit in the trenches by the defensive line of the Fighting Scots in prior drives. It's going to be 2nd and 1 here
Only
Ball
short
on the
by a
40
yard.
yard line. About 13:37 left to play here in this fourth quarter.
Might as well just hand you the reins there, Doug. Mitchell's got it here. It's going to be handoff up the middle. Cousin upended there. Spilled over quickly. That looks like 24 for Edinboro. Got on the feet. Maurice Sims, the defensive back.
That's right. It was Sims on that play. It's going to be third down. Cousin did not get the first down. So it will be third and short here for the Vulcans. Let's see how this third down play goes for them.
Only a yard to gain here. 12:55 left in the contest. 17-7 in favor of Cal U. Mitchell has Hill in motion coming towards him to the near side. And there it is. It'll be a handoff up the middle. Cutting right inside Cousin. Cousin spins off one, spins off another, and he should have enough for that first down.
Yeah, I think he definitely does have enough for that first down and then a little bit more, as it's going to be 1st and 10 here. He did get a 3-yard gain, so the ball will be spotted on the 44-yard line.
Mitchell has Brown to his right. Cousin instead as he spins off there. And Cousin wrapped up immediately.
That's right. He was met by a host of defenders, led by number 38, Ryan Bischoff, for the Fighting Scots.
2nd down and 12 from the Cal U 42. .11:38 and running here. Cal U seems to be in no hurry, and you can't really blame them. It's been a close contest all game, and you can try to get as much clock run as you can. Here's Mitchell throwing over to the outside. He's got his target. Was brought in around the 45, which is where I believe they'll mark him at. That was number 88, Derek Lockhart.
It's going to be interesting to see where they spot this, because Lockhart was pushed back quite a bit before being wrestled down.
They'll put him right on the 45.
Perfect. That's what they needed. I was afraid that they would not give him forward progress.
3rd and 9 now from that 45 of Cal U. Mitchell's got it. Drops back, looking to throw, goes across the middle, and that one is incomplete. He was heading for Lockhart. But the defense stands tall once again. Number 14, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it was a great defensive play there by the Fighting Scots. Aaron Rodgers, my fault. On number 88, Derek Lockhart, looked like there was a bit of a hold there, but it seems that Rodgers did make contact with the ball before making contact with Lockhart, and now Joey Hood and company are back out for a Vulcans punt.
Hood's got it, and it's up and away here, spinning quickly as it's brought in at the 10 there by Tanaz Gregory.
It's another great punt this afternoon by Joey Hood. He was coming into this game with averaging 42 yards a punt on 9 punts. I'm sure that average will go up substantially after this afternoon. But so far, so good for this freshman punter for the Vulcans.
Quick trip around the league. Westchester 41, Millersville 7, IUP 28, Mercyhurst 24 in the second quarter, Kutztown 12, Shepherd 17, Clarion 14, and Gannon 41 at halftime. And Kutztown and Shepherd were at halftime as well. Edinboro back up for another try here from their own 11 as Castelli over the middle, and that one is incomplete as it was in the hands of his target, but it falls to the turf.
Pass was intended for number 18, Andre Dowdle Jr., as there were several Vulcans defensive players They're ready to meet Dowdle Jr. as the ball bobbles in and out of his hands.
2nd and 10 here, still on the Fighting Scott 11. Caselli has trips to the outside. Looking to throw. There he goes to the outside, has one man and just overthrew him a little bit there. That could have been a lot of danger there, Doug.
Yeah, that could have been a huge turning point in this game as Tanaz Gregory was streaking down the field, but Castelli just overthrows him a bit. Could have really caught lightning in a bottle there momentum-wise if you were the Fighting Scots, if you could have made that completion to Tanaz Gregory.
Couldn't have sent it any better myself. 3rd and 10 now. It is still on the Edinboro 11. Here it is to the outside, and that one is incomplete there. On the coverage for Cal U was number 27. Khalil Brown, number 10, was the intended target for Edinboro, John Long.
Long was going up there for that one-handed OBJ-esque grab, but to no avail, as that was solid defense by number 27, Khalil Brown, for the Vulcans.
Looks like they're struggling to decide if they will go for it or kick it here. Looks like Castelli's going to trot off, so they will be punting this one away.
That's right. Always late in these games, you got to kind of contradict things, question whether or not you should go for it or not.
Try to think a step ahead.
Yeah, you have to think a step ahead this late in a game with it being this close, 10-point deficit.
Here's the punt rolling to its side here as it will go out around, no, it will be staying in at the 40. And it looks like Edinboro thinks one of the players of Cal U was hit by that football, and they think they might have a chance to get the ball back, and now there's a flag up in the air.
This is going to be interesting to see how this goes.
I'm saying it should be Edinboro. I'm not sure what you saw.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I thought that Edinboro just downed the Vulcans.
I have a feeling it's going to be an unsportsmanlike.
Oh, yeah, with the spot of the flag, it should be on Edinboro. I got crossed up a bit there. I was talking about with the punt whether it was touched by a California player or downed by a Fighting Scot.
And there it will be. An unsportsmanlike conduct on Edinboro is number 45. Miles Turner. That's crucial. You can't let that happen at this point in the game.
Yeah, you can't. That is a bit of a senseless penalty. I understand your emotions can get the best of you in a tight game like this, but you got to try and keep yourself level-headed this late to avoid something like that going down. We're going to see where this ball gets spotted for the Vulcans, but nonetheless, it's going to be great field positioning for Mitchell and friends as they try to take a 17-point lead here. They're currently up 17-7, so let's see how this drive goes for them.
If only we could have cool T-shirts with slogans like that. I'd love to have a shirt that says Mitchell and Company. I feel like that'd be great.
Even that or Mitchell and Friends. I think Mitchell and Friends
Mitchell
would be
and Friends. I like that better.
Yeah, totally.
You can have all sorts of cool T-shirts. That's your homework for this week, Doug. Come up with a bunch of different T-shirt slogans for Cal U football.
Definitely. I'll get to it. Maybe make some designs.
I like to hear that. Mitchell goes across the middle, hits Caraway. Caraway's going to cross the 15 there, and he's still on his feet as the pile gets pushed around the 10.
Yeah, there was a lot of action going on there. There was a bit of pushing and shoving by the Vulcans and the Fighting Scots, but nonetheless, it's going to be about 2nd and 1 here as the Vulcans are lining up and getting ready for this 2nd down play.
2nd and 1 here from the U12 or the Edinboro 12. It's a ball up the middle there for Brown. Brown charges forward and gains about 1.
Let's see if he did get the first down here. Let's see where the chain gang spots the ball. Looks like it's going to be 3rd down and 1 here for the Vulcans.
Here's the 3rd down plays. It's right up the middle there. And I believe it'll be enough for a first.
Yeah, Mitchell QB sneaking it there as he lined up close and just took it right up the middle for a Vulcans first down. Very crucial play there.
Do apologize if we seem a bit distracted here. There's an infestation of yellow jackets here in the Edinboro press box, and a couple managed to float their way through the open window, and not a fan of bees. I would not like to get stung here today. 1st and 10 from the Edinboro 10 here. So it's going to be pitch outside to Jackson. Jackson crosses the 10. He's going towards the end zone. Here he is, 10-5. Touchdown, Vulcans! Jaquay Jackson finds his way into the end zone.
What a great finesse play there by Noah Mitchell to take the snap and just do a little touch pass off to Jaquay Jackson for a little end-around jet sweep action. And Jackson takes it right up for a Vulcans touchdown. It's now 23-7. The PAT team is out here trying to extend the lead to 17. And this is exactly what the doctor ordered if you're the Vulcans.
Higher weighting. Hold is from Tarrant is down, kick is up, and that one is good. Tack on another one for Cal U. Make it 24-7. 8:14 left to go here in the game. Don't go anywhere. You are watching and listening to Vulcans football on CTV Sports 1 and the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
Have you seen the new Cal U Vulcan logo around? Have you wondered where to get gear featuring it? Then go to calvulcans.com and click shop. Log on and browse a full selection of men's shirts, women's shirts, pullovers, hoodies, and more. All items feature customization with the new Cal U Vulcan logo and wordmark. The site also features a full selection of hats, tailgating items, and accessories. Don't be the last person to sport new Cal U Vulcan gear. Go to calvulcans.com today.
There is Jaquay Jackson, got himself on the board there in a big way as Cal U now leads 24-7.
That was a really clutch play by Jackson, giving the Vulcans a 17-point lead as they're getting ready to kick off here to the Fighting Scots.
There is the kick. It'll be brought in at about the 15, and here's the return man across the 20, and he's decked at the 25, so Cal U Special Teams comes up big.
That's right, they did. That was number 15, Jeremy Page, in for the tackle on special teams for the Vulcans. As the Fighting Scots are about to set up shop here at the 25-yard line. This is a big drive for Castelli and his squad, so let's see how things go here.
You close this one off if you're Cal U. Chances are that'll wrap the game up here if you're able to put either 3 points, 7 points, 6 points on the board with another possession. That should close up shop.
Agreed. So this is a big drive for Castelli to try and cut the lead here to 10, but we'll see how this goes here for the Vulcans and for the Fighting Scots.
Castelli takes over on the 25 of his own. Here it is. He's back to throw. Castelli looking to the outside as a man long. He will overthrow him once again.
Again, with the overthrows. This has been a big storyline for Castelli here in the second half.
It was even a storyline in last year's contest for Tomko as well. They like to take shots at Cal U secondary, and they just sometimes are unable to hit on them, putting too much on it.
That's right. They do sometimes put a bit too much mustard on these throws.
Levi, this is Division II football here in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Edinboro and Cal U, both members of the PSAC West. It'll be second down and 15 now.
Seemed to be a false start on the Fighting Scots. Castelli's getting the signals, getting ready to get set here. Here we go.
Be 3 wide, 2 near, 1 far for Castelli. It's going to be a handoff here. Woody going to the outside. Woody stiff arms 1, trying to get back to the 20, and he's dropped promptly.
That's
Number
right.
8 following that one, Breon Koch.
Woody got absolutely rocked there towards the end by Breon Koch. He was laying the boom a bit, trying to get that stop, which he did. It's going to be 3rd and 17 here. Pretty crucial play here for Castelli and the Fighting Scots.
7:40 and rolling left here in the game. 24-7 lead for Cal U. Castelli dropping back to throw here. He feels the pressure, steps up in the pocket, trying to skate away, and he is brought down by that Cal U defense as they swarmed him quickly.
That's right. It was a host of characters in for the Vulcans, led by number 47, Matt Toby. This is now going to be a punting situation as the punt unit comes on for the Fighting Scots. We have the Vulcans setting up here to return at about the 45-yard line.
Punt is up, and here it is. Rolling sideways here, chasing after a Tarrant. Tarrant's got it to the 35, and he'll fall on it. And there's a flag coming up.
That's right. There is a flag on the play. We're going to wait to see what is going on here with a call. But you know what I just noticed, Colin? We have not seen Jordan Dandridge in quite a while. But looks like we're going to get this call here. Coach Dunn asking for an explanation.
It'll be a delay a game call here.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Cal U band playing the Scooby-Doo theme song. Big fan of that. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, we were certainly in that age group where we were big Scooby-Doo guys growing up as the Vulcans are getting ready to set up shop here.
6:36 left on the clock here. Cal U takes over on their own 34. It'll be Mitchell looking to throw to the outside. He hits Tyson Hill. Tyson Hill 35. Tyson Hill 40, 45. Crossing the 50. Another 45. Brought down in enemy territory around the 40. As a helmet pops off there, I believe it was Hill's helmet, so he'll have to take a play off here after that massive gain.
Again, the screenplay to Tyson Hill comes up huge for the Vulcans as they get another huge gain. Hill is allowed to is able to show off his craft a little bit, get a little shifty, and it brings up a huge play here for the Vulcans. The ball's on their 38.
And we've got somebody shaken up here on the left side of the field for Cal U. It looks like Noah Mitchell. He's being attended to by 2 trainers here. Not sure if you saw what happened there, Eagle Eye Doug.
Not quite sure that I saw what happened, but he did get hit low by a Fighting Scot defender, which would explain why he was shaken up a bit on the play. But good to see Noah walking off on his own power as Josh Dale takes the field to run a couple plays at quarterback here for the Vulcans.
Mitchell got rolled up on there. So he'll just take a slow walk over there. Daps up a couple teammates. He looks like he'll be okay to me. But now we'll have Dale into the game.
Yeah, he looks like he'll be okay. Dale's getting the signals, breaks the huddle, and looks like he's ready to get into the action here.
1st and 10 from the Fighting Scot, 38 for Dale. Dale's going 2 wide, 1 near, 1 far. It'll be a handoff to Cousin up the middle. Cousin across the 35, and he's still falling, and he's brought down at the 32.
Pretty solid gain there for Cousin. The Vulcans seem to be finally figuring out the run defense a bit of the Fighting Scots, which is something that they might need to explore further with Josh Dale in under center.
I think we have a timeout. Oh, we have a injury instead.
It's number 5, Tariq Smith for the Fighting Scots. Hope that he's okay, but seems to be a bit shaken up on the play as the trainers roll out to tend to him.
And there is that schedule once again that we talked about, Doug, in November 2nd. It's going to be a big one.
Yeah, that is going to be a huge one at the Rock. Really, depending on how the Vulcans do up to that point, it will really dictate their season. So that will be a huge matchup. That is for certain. Looks like the Fighting Scots player is up and walking off on his own power. That was number 5, Tariq Smith, down on the play.
.535 left in the contest here. 2nd and 4 from the Edinboro 32.
We have the Cal U band trying to make some noise, get rowdy here, as Dale is getting ready to receive the snap.
He's got it. And there is a handoff here. It's Cousin once again falling forward across the 30.
Another short gain for Cousin, as it seems like the Vulcans are just trying to chip away and take away as much of this clock as they can, as the scoreboard is certainly on their side, and they try to get the clock on theirs as well.
Your camera, Tom, goes into the turquoise bag. Zoe's goes into...
And I think we're going to have another shaken up player here, perhaps.
Yes, it's looking like another injury timeout here. Number 45, Miles Turner of the Fighting Scots, is bent over in some pain. As he gets up. Good to see that he's somewhat all right as he's walking off on his own power.
Halftime from Mercyhurst, IUP 28, Lakers 24. It's a close one.
Yeah, certainly is a close one. Like I said, looks like it's going to be one heck of a finish there at Mercyhurst.
Shepherd 17, Kutztown 12. Another good one as the third quarter is just about ready to get started. Gannon 41, Clarion 14. That one's just about to get started too in the second half. Slippery Rock 17, Seton Hill 0. About 11 minutes left to go before the half in that one.
Interesting. 17-0 there.
They were favored by 45
the Rock
on
up.
the spread.
Yeah, let's see if they can cover in this game. 17 points up on the board and in the second quarter for the Rock.
Third and 3 here for Dale and company on offense.
Play clock's bleeding down to about 10 seconds here. Let's see if Dale can get the play off.
It's on the Edinboro 31. Dale's got it. Hand off to Cousin. Cousin to the outside. Cousin very close to that first down mark. We'll see where they spot him.
Cousin ran right through number 38, Ryan Bischoff, for the Fighting Scots. Let's see if he gets the spot. Going to be close, but the clock continues to bleed down here with about 3:50 left in this fourth quarter.
4th and 1 here. It is on the the Edinboro 29. Thank you for joining us here on CTV Sports 1 today. And we'll have a whistle here. Looks like it'll be a timeout. Timeout will be charged to Cal U.
Yeah, Coach Dunn pulling his team aside, trying to get things straight. Not sure what the case may be, but it could be a potential punt situation. Just wanted the clock to bleed down a little bit more. But we shall see as they come out of this timeout. They're still trying to straighten things up here.
Got to give our hat tip to our friend Scott in the YouTube chat. I'm with you on that one, Scott. We'd love to see another 7 points on the board.
Yeah, that would be great because we get Josh Dale on the scoreboard.
And if you're wondering who we continue to reference on the radio side, feel free to interact with us if you go to our YouTube channel, CUTV Sports 1, subscribe to us, and hit that bell while you're there. Get the notifications when we're live, and make sure you subscribe. You can chat with the broadcasters live during the game.
That's right. If you say something, you never know. We might say something on the broadcast, give you a shout out. Might be your lucky day.
Love to see interesting places that people are tuning in from, relationships you might have to players, as the 4th and 1 is coming up here from the Edinboro 29. Everyone packed in close. Dale right behind the center. It's going to be handoff right up the middle to Cousin. Cousin's diving forward. We'll see if he got it. It's going to be close.
Yeah, it is certainly going to be very, very close. We're going to see where they spot this.
Edinboro thinks they managed to pull off a stop.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the case is going to be. Edinboro is clearly pleading their case with the officials. That was number 9, Brandon Anderson, in there trying to plead his case. See what's going to go on here. They might bring out the chain gang for a little bit of a measurement. And
that's what they're going to do. We'll see. It'll be a first down by the slimmest of margins.
That is a very clutch spot there for the Vulcans. Keeps possession in their favor as they continue to let the clock bleed down here. About 3:22 left to play in this one.
1st and 10 now. As the chains get set up here, it's going to be on the Edinboro 28.
Looks like it's going to be another timeout called.
Just trying to stop that clock. Are the Fighting Scots?
That's right. They might be getting something fixed up on defense because since it was an official measurement, the clock had not started yet. So they might be just trying to get their bearings straight here.
Got a couple of tune-ins here. We've got Brooke Perkins watching her brother, number 74, Marquise Greenwood from Coastal Carolina. Go Chanticleers. And we've got Jamal Martin watching Jamal Martin Jr. from Philly.
That's great to see. CUTV being all over the map here as we have some people tuning in from the Philadelphia area as well as tuning in from the Carolinas out of Coastal Carolina University. Looks like the Vulcans are coming in out of this timeout. The Fighting Scots are still getting ready as they start to come out of their huddle here. Took a couple extra seconds to get everything sat up and squared away.
First and 10 now. Dale's got it, dropping back to throw. He's heading for the end zone here on this one for Tyson Hill. Couldn't quite hit his target there, and that one's incomplete.
That was Joshua Boyd in coverage for the Fighting Scots, as Boyd really kept Tyson Hill in check there as he was being targeted for the potential TD pass. And it's good to see Noah Mitchell back in the Vulcans huddle here, getting ready to go back under center. Good to see he's okay and ready to close this one out.
Second and 10 here, ball on the Edinboro 28. Man in motion is Lockhart, handoff up the middle, it's Brown. Brown across the 25, brought down near the 20, put him at the 21.
Another good run by Brown, but was met by a host of defenders, led by number 38, Ryan Bischoff. He's an outside linebacker for the Fighting Scots.
Our second crew checking in from the Convocation Center for volleyball. You can catch that on the PSAC network. Cal U versus Westchester coming up later today. Johnny and Nolan getting ready for that.
That's right. Johnny and Nolan are going to do a great job. I was a part of the crew for volleyball last night as the Vulcans came back in 5 sets over the Ville.
3rd and 4 coming up here from Edinboro's 22. Mitchell back into the game for California. It'll be handoff to Brown. Brown across the 20.
Another run by the Vulcans. Brown met by number 26, Saj Lee for the Fighting Scots, and number 90, Gilberto Ortiz II. Clock continues to bleed down here.
About 2 minutes on the dot.
Yep. Gonna just try and close this one out, wrap it up with a pretty bow. It's 4th down and 3 here, so let's see if the Vulcans can convert.
It's on the 21 of Edinboro here. Mitchell has it. It's to Brown, fake. Over out of the outside. Good grab there, heading into the end zone on the 5. Thrown out quickly, close to that end zone there, but couldn't quite break the plane for Dylan Stallings.
That's right. Very close to the end zone was Stallings as Mitchell gets the 4th down conversion.
We've got another injury over here on the right side for Edinboro. It's number 38 in some distress, Ryan Bischoff.
We hope that Ryan is okay, as he was a very large factor in today's game on defense for the Fighting Scots.
Israel Xavier's mom tuning in from Dallas, Texas. Thanks for joining us.
Love to see that.
We've got so many people. We've got California, Texas, another Texas too. We're popular in Texas today.
There
Cal
we
U
go.
for life.
Now I'm going to make a challenge here for anybody that's watching. If you're watching from another country, comment and tell us where you're watching from and what time it is there, whether it is day or night.
I like that. Oh, Riley's watching her boyfriend Khalil Brown from Penn State. Thanks for joining us, Riley.
There you go, as the Vulcans come out.
There's Wisconsin now.
Out. Okay, there we go.
Everyone back out here, ready for the 1st and 4. Thank you, man. We appreciate that. .106 and rolling here is the clock. 1st and goal. 4 yards to go.
Vulcans are going to get in victory formation here and just kneel out the clock.
That they will. Mitchell takes a knee. Michael watching us. He's a graduate watching in Tampa, Florida. Thanks for joining us, Michael and Scott. No problem. We're glad to cover the game for you. Hopefully we see you at Adamson Stadium sometime soon. 35 seconds left here. Now under 30. We'll have one more play. before the end of this game and before we have to face the bees that are swarming outside the press box. And there is the knee from Mitchell as the clock is now under 20 seconds. As that will do it here. About 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Cal U secures their third victory of the season by a great margin of 24-7.
Great win for the Vulcans. Great efforts on both offense and defense. Mitchell was in sync very much so with number 10 Tyson Hill, really connecting on those screen passes. Great to grab that 24-7 victory. Wasn't pretty at times, but we'll take them any way we can get them, as the Vulcans are getting ready to prepare themselves to take on the Crimson Hawks of IUP here in the Coal Bowl next weekend in Indiana, PA.
IUP has their hands full right now. Halftime should just about be over here. IUP 28-24. But Doug, any final thoughts from this contest here as Edinboro falls to 0-4 and Cal U 3-1?
Just a great game for the Vulcans. Like I said, Tyson Hill had a great game. Noah Mitchell had a great game. Lots of contributions in on defense. Great to see Josh Dale get in there for a couple minutes, get some time and much needed experience. But let's get ready to move on to the next one here. Great game for the Vulcans, and for you and I, let's get ready to go fight some bees.
Yeah, that's right. Cal U's defense standing strong on the rushing end once again, holding Edinboro to -4 yards through the entire game here. They stand strong and continue to be a tough unit to beat here. So without a doubt, we'll have the Coal Bowl next week, 2 p.m. from Indiana, Pennsylvania. You won't want to be anywhere. It's going to be fantastic. And check out that look. Going to have to save that for the tape at the end. Congrats, guys. You earned it. Great win over Edinboro. But for Doug Glackey, my color analyst, everybody on the crew, Tom, Zoe, Devin down there shooting some highlight stuff. Hopefully he's getting that on his look as well. And Gary Smith, our director. I'm Colin Kirkwood. Careful, Carl. We've got to get you out of there at some point. But Cal U wins 24-7. We'll catch you next week. Good night, California, and we will see you again soon.